no soy envidia, soy tu bizcochito, pero tengo todo lo que tiene delito. Que me pongan nena, soy que me derrito. El mal de ojo que me mando me lo quito. Yo no soy envidia, soy tu bizcochito, pero tengo todo lo que tiene delito. Que me pongan nena, soy que me derrito. El mal de ojo que me mando me lo quito. Me lo quito.
That's hilarious. Y'all don't deal in logic and sense. You deal in emotion and anger. Come with something that's not subjective. Me being unfunny, unattractive, that's not a fact. That's subjective.
You're right. This video for sure does not sound like someone who's angry after having to deal with the repercussions of his own actions. I feel like this should go without saying, but anger is an emotion. You saying they deal with things with emotion and anger, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, talk about tripping out the blocks. Here's the thing about dudes like this. This is not exclusive to Aries Spears, this mindset. The whole, I can say whatever the it's all jokes, but as soon as they start attacking me, what's wrong with you? Everyone is so mean. Everyone was so mean to me. God, where have I heard that before? Him talking about women attacking him back for what he said about Lizzo, unprovoked. That opinion is based in subjectivity, you're right. But their initial assessment of you as a person, whether or not they found you attractive, was objective. Subjective means it's now based in personal opinion. And after you flacked your about someone like Lizzo, yeah, it's no longer objective. It's subjective. They heard what you said and they confirmed that they find you disgusting. And that's 100% on you. That kind of sounds like you chose it, bitch. But I digress. My philosophy has always been this. If you're going to attack someone unprovoked and call them fat and ugly, first of all, fat, not an insult. It's a very neutral term. Second of all, ugly. If you are gonna call someone ugly, unprovoked, you better be carved from fucking marble. By the looks of you, that is not the case. Every single dude who does like this, I click on your profile and I go catatonic. The basilisk in Chamber of Secrets, I freeze. Petrified after I see what you look like. Mostly because I cannot believe that someone with a mug like that has the audacity to call other people ugly. What about preferences? Some men just have preferences. They don't want to date fat women. So prefer in silence. Nobody's forcing you to date fat people. Maybe if you kept it in your noggin and just lived your bigoted life in silence, nobody would have to come on here and tell you that you look like you should be working the Genius Bar inside the Best Buy. But honestly, that's besides the point. Maybe if you just mind the business that pays you, the whole internet wouldn't be talking about how grotesque they find you. Considering you haven't been around since 1998, I'm not surprised you're trying to mind hers. So I suggest either shut the up or get back to that bell tower. Bye! Alright. I've been getting lots of comments like this, asking how tall I am, because I know I got you shaking in them boots, huh? Those size 7 shoes, I got you shaking in them. But just for reference, I don't know why the people keep saying I'm 5'6". I was 5'6" when I was 15. I'm sure y'all can't relate. But just so y'all get a nice frame of reference, right? So I'm gonna give you Neanderthals a visual, all right? I'm gonna have my sister stand next to me. She's 5'4", okay? Do you see the difference? Do you see this slope? Watch, huh? I'm not short. I know you are though. Now I'm gonna stand next to my brother who's taller than me, like 6'1". Do you see this? Now I'm gonna show you my boyfriend. 6'4". And here's all of us. Go yourself, bitch. Hey! Y'all, we gotta talk about something hilarious. Okay, so I've peeped the new trend, right? Of all these gym bros using my video of me deadlifting to fat shame me. But then also to like show me how big and strong they are. Look how much stronger I am, Look how much stronger I am than this fatty. Never taller though, and I feel like that's a detail you leave out conveniently, huh? But that's besides the point, right? I want to talk about the context from where that video came from. The one that they're all using, I want to tell you what it's from. That video is from an ad that I posted back in January, which means I got paid to make it. Did you? That's what I thought. But the ad itself is literally a campaign where I'm reminding people with uteruses to go get their pap smears. Did you hear what I said? The video you're stitching is me talking about the importance of checking on your cervical health. How important it is to diagnose cervical cancer early. Dude. The way that... Oh my God, dude. The way that y'all are like, look at me owning this fat... And it's literally me reminding you that you need to get a pap smear. Of all the videos you could have picked. The way that y'all can't do anything right. Y'all sucked. Of all the videos. Dude, that is so fun. Oh my God, dude. Seeing all these dudes be like, hey, this fatty. Oh my God, bro. Oh, you know what? Those videos, they rock. They boost my engagement. They remind people to go get pap smears. And they make you look dumb. Win-win.
Biggest ick a girl gives you?
If she absolutely mucks chicken wings or a burger, oh, it's foul.
Too clingy?
Talks way too much.
You want to hang out with me and my guy best friend?
Using filler words like...
So true, brothers. God, this is so true. Facts. All facts, no printer. This looks like the world's worst lacrosse team. First things first, I want to say this. Literally none of you know what icks are supposed to be. They're supposed to be silly, lighthearted things that give you the cringe. Eating, talking, and spending time with you are not one of those things. What do I know? I am but a mere woman. However, since we're all laughing and giggling about icks, I'm gonna show each one of these dudes and I'm gonna give you what I think my biggest ick would be about them. Cause if anything, I'm always here for a silly, goofy time. First to the plate. You look like someone that would talk down to me if I prefer creamer in my coffee. Like drinking it all black makes you more manly, more deep. You look like someone that would get real vitriolic in a Call of Duty lobby. You feel me? You look like someone who would drive a Toyota Tacoma and post pictures of only that on your Instagram and refer to it as my girl. You look like someone that if you drank like a red beverage, it would be like on the corners of your mouth, like all day. You look in countless mirrors, never once wipe it off. And you look like someone that would get real aggressive with the umpire at a t-ball game. Someone who volunteers to coach pee-wee football but didn't play for very long. Oh, I'm so glad we shared that time together. I love joking. We love to joke. Bye! Hey! Busy few days, am I right, y'all? I think it's very clear to all of us now that if you read the comment sections of my last two videos where I was explaining why I never feel bad for hurting the feelings of a misogynist on this app, that terrible men who hate women don't listen to women. No matter how logical or educational you lay it out, they're gonna sprint right past the point and call you a fat. And then men will say, well, you said fight fire with fire. You're right. I'm cool with that. Are y'all? Because it seems to only be a problem when I do it. But speaking of, my last video got them so upset again. Because one thing about these terrible dudes, they hate when they try to like hurt your feelings, call you fat, whatever. And you don't take it serious and you just tell them to munch my balls. You know what I mean? They can't stand that. So of course it kindles joy for me. But I'm gonna show you some of the comments that I got. Since y'all are cool with fighting fire with fire, I'm gonna look at what you look like too. And we'll just gaze together. Fair? First up, why does bro look like she's always looking off at something else? God, I don't know. Your dad really loved it though. Let's see who's behind this fire comment. Looks like we both got up eyes. Astigmatism twin. Next, the cut will be insane. This one was copy and pasted like a million times. Get it? Cause fat. Let's see what you look like, brother. Superman? Now that's boss. Do you know who Pleakley is from Lilo and Stitch? You should look it up. Next up, what's your bulking plan? Not a very good listener, tripping out the blocks. Man. And the joke too. It tracks. When you order Peaky Blinders and this is what shows up. Next we have, you've bulked enough, mate. What method of transportation do you prefer? Like bike, car, your ears? And last, burger review. Listen, if you're gonna make a fat joke, let's pull from the top shelf. You feel me? Get the let out, all right? I'm tired of doing your job for you. Let's see what you look like though. You know, you look like you'd be really good at a fidget spinner. Yeah, that makes sense. I will say though, I'm glad we're all here for the silly, goofy time. Let's all have a good time together. Hey! So I've been getting this comment a lot lately. And for those of you who don't know, bulking means they want to gain weight or muscle. And them writing this 2 billion times on all my videos. Any video that's mentioning me, they're like, Drew really helped with my bulk. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna help you, brother. I'm gonna give you my go-to bulking tip. For me, I like to drink my calories. So first, we're gonna start off with 40 grams of bofa, right? Just go ahead and throw that in there. If you go into your local NutriShop and ask them for bofa Ds, they'll know what I'm talking about. Next, we're gonna go with 20 grams of Munchma. Go ahead, put it right in there, bitch. This last step's really important. You add 5 grams of Sagundis, right? Go ahead and shake her up real good and go. One of these post-workouts should do the trick. But if not, you could always just suck my Bye. Hey. Once again, as we all know, my video got him whipped up into a tizzy. Every time. They are so easy to upset, it's honestly a little shocking. But I digress. It took men probably about 8 seconds before they out and didn't listen to a thing I said. But that never stops them from writing head out comments, so I'm gonna respond to the ones that were most commonly used. Because as soon as I wrote this back to them, they had nothing to say to me. The first one was this: fighting fire with fire doesn't help. To that, I say this. According to who? According to who? Who in this particular situation, where men are attacking marginalized groups for no reason other than to joke, and I respond to them, whether they're attacking someone random or me specifically, and I all over them. Who in that situation isn't being helped? Exactly, bitch. And I'll even take it a step further. See if you can expand your brain to listen to this one. What makes you feel so entitled to people's reaction to open disrespect or bigotry as a whole? What gives you the right to determine how someone who's been attacked reacts to the attack? Why do you feel like it's up to you how they do that? Unpack it. You're right there. Because every time I bring that up, they go, well, no, I get why it's bad. Like, I get that they did a bad thing, but what you did was also bad. If anything, it was worse. Why is that? Why do you feel like what I said was worse? Why is my response aggressive to you? White men are joking, but I'm not? Exactly. The true tea is, if I looked differently, you would not feel this strongly about what I said. The next one was this: an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. First off, who plucked whose eyes first? Yep, exactly. Next, do you know who said that quote? I'm assuming Wikipedia told you when you looked up the entire quote, correct? Okay, now that you got that little nugget, why don't you Google even further and see what else that guy did? Do you have any idea what else he did when he was alive? Yeah, exactly. And last, when men are like, well, yeah, I mean, I get why you do it. Honestly, I get it. Me personally, I would never react to it that way. So don't. No one's forcing you to. Because unlike you, I'm not tone policing how you react to disrespect. Y'all do that to everyone, all the time. And last, but certainly not least, if you're not actively using your platform to fight the men I fight, you can't tell me about how I choose to do it. Bye! Hey! I want to post this video because I feel like it's important. Every 3 to 6 months, a discourse starts. Some dirt gets kicked up by my biggest fans on this app, which are the terrible men, you guessed it. They love to debate the morality of what it is I do and how I choose to do it. And something that's been real common lately is talking about how mean I am. I'm so mean. I'm so mean. You're so mean. You're just spreading hate. You're just spreading hate. If you're so concerned about spreading hate, how come you're not talking to the perpetrator? I'm a reactionary content creator. I don't exist without you. That's called being symbiotic. That's a big word for Elmo though, isn't it? One doesn't exist without the other. If you're not here, I don't need to be here either. But yet I'm here, thriving. You know why? Because y'all are like bed bugs. Rampant. No matter what I do, you spread like a fucking disease. And every single time they want to debate the morality of what it is I do, they always reference when I make fun of dudes. How I choose to shame the absolute out of them. And you know what's so funny? Is they started it, but they can never finish it, can they? So I guess my main question is, why the y'all so soft? What happened to the jokes? Are we not all joking and having a good, friendly, fun time? These dudes want to complain about body shaming, but are constantly body shaming myself and others. And just to take it a step further, if you hate how I fight misogyny, then where are you? But in case anyone was ever concerned if this is so easy for me just to be so mean on the internet, I get shit like this daily, bitch. Every day, I get thousands of messages like this. So forgive me if I don't weep when men tell me that I was too mean to them on the internet. The math equation is real simple. If you stop, I will too. But if not, block me now. Bye! Word? God, you know what's my favorite part about these videos? My favorite alphas unite. You know what I mean? Some of my favorite aspects are literally just like throwing on any outfit. The iron, steamer, we don't need them. This is me, wrinkles and all, you know? I also love that you never rehearse the words. Y'all's rhythm is on garbage, but who cares? You say the line 30 seconds after the line was already said, but you know what? Man brain needs man thoughts only. Rhythm is not manly, therefore not alpha. I get it. Women need validation to survive? Yeah, who needs food and water? Food and water? That. I just need men like this. I just need a cool guy. Cool guys are all I need. Words from a cool guy will sustain me for a month. But by far my favorite part, this little at the end. That's on some real like cussing behind your mom's back. You know what I mean? She tells you something and you're like behind the teacher's back, she gives you a back and you're like, you fat cow. She's such a great advice though, from one aspiring alpha to another. I took lots of notes, right? If you could give me some more tips, that'd be great. I'll give you tips on how to tweeze your eyebrows and you could teach me how to be an alpha. Cool guy. Bye.
Do you not like fat people? Why don't you take care of yourself? Why don't you care about yourself? If you don't care about yourself, who are you going to care about? Like, it's work. At the end of the day, that's what it is.
Old hat. Been there, done that, you know what I mean? But something that I find absolutely bananas is talking about how much fat people don't care about themselves if they even dare to be fat in your presence and you don't even wear chapstick. Like, the mouth is on raw and you're talking about caring about yourself? Care about some Burt's Bees. How about that? But that's besides the point. As soon as dudes like this learn how to pick up a barbell, they go off the rails immediately. They act like they're going to war and they're in the judgment-free zone. Like, learning how to pick up and put down heavy things doesn't give you a license to dictate how other people live their lives. Sick haircut, by the way. Bye! Hey! I'm gonna talk about something with y'all. It's not the first, but I promise you it will be the last. I am being so dead serious when I tell you this is the last time I'm gonna tell y'all this. A lot of you have been asking me to talk about that sentient peanut. And even though I've already made a video about why I'm not gonna do that, apparently no one's seen it! So I'm gonna do it again. I refuse to platform that literal sex offender ever again. A year ago, I made like 5 videos about that dude. I made one about him probably a month and a half ago. We're done. We're not doing it anymore. I've alluded to this and talked about it on Twitter a lot, but putting that talking legume on a bigger stage with access to garner a huge audience was a mistake. No one should have ever done that. Cause now look, he's living in all your heads rent free, bitch. And I'm here to tell you it's eviction time. No more. Don't talk about him. Don't stitch him. You literally have to ignore him. I refuse to platform him for one more second. And I'll tell you this too. When I say this, every dude who sucks their mom's teeth still is gonna say like, that's because you're afraid. What color's your Bugatti? Whatever makes you feel better. See, that's the beauty of me having a platform and not you. I don't live for the validation of a who doesn't even own his own car. I don't give a That's why I'm never gonna talk about him. I'm not gonna stitch him. I'm not gonna give him one lick in attention. I'm gonna act like he's dead, cause he is to me. Are we all on the same page? Good. Can't wait to field all those "you're so afraid" comments. Get it? Cause whale. This is a prime example of how I don't even need to talk about you, but I be living up here, huh? I went and peeped the Instagram, brother. Saw you only have a picture of a truck. Telling. But then I saw your job title, you put comedian, and that puts all these pieces together for me. You feel me? That tracks, brother. Any self-proclaimed comedian, but really it's just a bigoted white dude, all they have is fat jokes. Like, that's all they got up here, bro. This empty dog crate up here has nothing but whale, hippo, elephant. Did I miss any? Lots of room for fat jokes, but no room for skincare. Priorities. But my favorite part of this video by far is that the video you chose to screenshot, I got paid to make. Handsomely, might I add. And you do like this.
So what's it gonna be? I am 11.
For free. Man, you look so cool, bro. Who took those pics? Your mom? You look so cool, bro. Oh, man. God, you look so cool. That is so... Oh, my... So fire. You look so cool. Oh, my God. Man, it really hurts my feelings getting called fat by someone so cool. Keep it up, brother. Good job.
There's 3 beauty trends of women that we men really don't like.
I don't need to see anything else. Thank you so much. I'm gonna save you some time, brother. I'm gonna cut right to the chase, all right? Band-Aid. We're gonna rip it off together. No one gives a... No one cares, bro. Most especially women. I'll save you the time and tell you exactly what he referenced. Long eyelashes, fake lips, long nails. For that first and last one, at me next time. I want to speak, though, to this idea that women are doing things like this for men. I'm going to talk about lashes and nails because that's what I can speak to personally. Simply put, that costs money, and it's not cheap. I hired someone. I paid them actual money to glue tiny pieces of hair to my eyelids. I sit for 45 minutes with my nail tech while she painstakingly paints little intricate designs on my nails for 45 minutes to an hour. And you think that people like me, like that, for someone who dresses like the host at Olive Garden? Wrong. I think it's fair to say that you're giving yourself way too much credit, as every man who says this often does. My ladies, friends, and femme-presenting people, don't listen to men like this. Because, for example, my man, He found my lash artist that I use to this day, paid for my lashes in advance as a Valentine's Day gift. And then a few years later, he also found my private nail tech and paid for those appointments in advance too. So contrary to what Brendan Urie from 2002 says, lots of men not only mind their business and support you in what you like, but they'll pay for it too. Bye.
How is it that we've gotten to a point where like romanticizing obesity is okay?
What do you think it's like? Like, genuinely, what do you think it's like to exist in a world where fat people are like your biggest stressor? Like, you're not a fat person, but your mind is so consumed by their existence. That's your only problem. That's the only thing you're worried about. Not fixing it, just hating looking at them. Like, the earth is like literally on fire. Minorities are losing rights like every day. People are being murdered in the street, and you moved that billboard to the top of your priority list. Get a job. Like, you can't have a job and exist like that. You just can't. God, it must be nice. Oh, I bet you it's so chill up there, bro. I bet you it rocks living in a world like that. Fat people have Jake Paul in a tizzy, bro. Like, this man's wearing a puka shell necklace in 2022, and he's worried about you. You got bigger issues, friend. I can promise you that. And I feel like this is just an obvious take, but she's on a billboard. She's a model. That's the face of a world-renowned brand. And you're at home worrying about her. That's the real illness. Normalize not being like that. Have you ever thought about, like, when you see something you don't like, you do this? Mind your business. We have like real problems to address. This isn't one of them. Bye.
Fellas, I just witnessed the most simp behavior I have ever seen in my life.
Fellas, did you hear that? Round up the troops. The cool guys are upset. Cool guy. I'm gonna summarize for you what this faux hawk is so very upset about a lot quicker than he did. Basically, he was in a Starbucks. He saw a couple in front of him who were very much in love. The girlfriend asked the boyfriend to tie her shoe, makes a joke about kissing the shoe. He didn't do that. And that was it. But apparently, this was a personal attack on Ryan Cabrera. He then goes on this extremely unnecessary rant about how he would never do this in a million years. He won't even hold a female purse. Whatever the that means. He would never do that. Ever, 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 ever. Well, yeah, you're single, so I don't think you have much to worry about, brother. That's the thing about this like simp behavior ideology that I genuinely don't understand. Because the whole diagnoses of like, what a simp is just a very plain justification for why you're single and lonely. Those two words are not mutually exclusive unless you believe in simp behavior. Y'all go home alone every night. You sleep by yourself. You talk to yourself, and yet you want to give advice on how to find somebody? That would be like if you really want to make like the NFL, for example. You're training, but you know there's something missing, and you're like, maybe I should get a coach. And instead of picking someone who has the experience, has lived through it themselves, has all the skill in the world, you ask someone that got cut or didn't even make varsity. You're not going to seek counsel for someone who's been on the bench for years. Because if you do, that's how you end up alone, sitting in your car ranting about another loving couple you bared witness to, and you end up looking like an adult magician. If that's your goal, you're doing a great job, buddy. Keep coaching. But if it's not your goal, don't listen to people like this. Go to therapy, dog. Hey, you know something that's really funny? Whenever dudes come on my videos and they go, "This isn't even funny. This corny. This is not funny. Literally not funny at all." According to who, brother? Are you the new comedy constable or what? Anytime dudes say like that to me, and they're like, I don't know why this platform, she's not even funny. And this is coming from no platform, right? Got it. I'm gonna take that real serious. I'm gonna take it to heart that someone with 27 followers wants to tell me what's funny. Their idea of funny is like being a bigot, being racist, being fatphobic, being misogynistic. Hey, I want to talk to y'all about something relevant. I've been getting tagged nonstop in those videos of Andrew Tate going on that podcast. I've seen him. There's no need to tag me anymore. Here's why I'm not gonna talk about it. One, I've already talked about him. I've made like 5 or 6 videos about that talking bean. Me and Mr. Peanut Head go way back, brother. So I've said everything I need to say about that guy, and I've seen all I need to see. 2, I am not in any way, shape, or form surprised by anything he said. I have said this countless times. Men like that don't want to learn. They don't even really want to debate. They just want a platform to spew their venom. They want to take those bigoted thoughts that rattle around in that birdcage and make it everybody else's problem. That's why I don't waste time trying to talk to them about it. I don't put them on my podcast. I don't platform them whatsoever. Put them in the town square so they get their lickings, and then I send them back home. I compare the likeness of men like this to like the gremlins, you know? If you feed them after midnight, if you get them wet, they terrorize the entire town. You know what I mean? But their version of food and water is attention. Giving them bigger stages to say like this does nothing for you. It does nothing for the audience. Nobody wins except that talking legume. Men like that need to be starved. Like, they need to be put in an involuntary drought. If you let them shout into the void, then they'll have no choice but to go back down in that sewer where they came from. So there's no point in me talking about it because I got bigger fish to fry. You feel me?
I'm just playing. Relax, bitch.
Dude. That's his song. Oh my god. The fact that you were like, get it? Because like I could promo the song and you're also a fat marketing genius, brother. Objectively speaking, it's not in the stars for you, babe. You're garbage. Like, truly, objectively speaking, you suck. But based off this video alone, I hope you make it. You won't, but hey, I want to talk to y'all about something funny. Anytime I get stitches from dudes, right? And they're trying to disguise their very obvious vitriolic hatred for me as like this is why I think she's a bully. They quite literally always say something like this. I could roast her so bad, dude. There's so much material to work. I could roast her so good. I genuinely could, but I'm not gonna stoop to her level. Do you know what that means? Loosely translated, that means they're gonna call me fat and ugly. Like, that's it. That's all they have up here, bro. The empty, you feel me? All they have in the chamber is literally Fiona from Shrek, Gloria from Madagascar, the biggest, fattest animal you could think of, and like, your teeth are crooked, you have a lazy eye, you laugh like a hyena, and that's it? That's all you got, bro? Cause I'm bored. I once told a man that he looks like he wears a fedora at the pool bar in Vegas and won't leave women alone. I once told a dude that he looks like he swims with his glasses on. I once told someone else that he looked like an O lineman at a D3 school that doesn't play, and I was f***ing right. I took a stab in the dark, and I was right. You and I are not built the same. That's why I do this for a living, and you harass waitresses at Buffalo Wild Wings. But yeah, fat and ugly, those ones hit every time. Not! Sincerely, Gloria from Madagascar. Cool guy alert, part 2. Cool guy. I'll tell you what I thought immediately when I figured out this was a cool guy. First off, the little really quick to his wrestling medals. Sick. Also him pulling down the stringer so he gets a little more titty in there, you know what I mean? He's like, just in case you forgot, you fat. Also, your unnecessary use of the word ubiquitous in this sentence. You should have just said unanimously. Ubiquitously unattractive it doesn't really fit. It doesn't roll off the tongue. And the fact that you're saying there's no need for justification of why you hate fat people. You're right in a sense that no one needs to hear your excuse. No one wants to hear it at all. That's the problem. No one gives a if you at 5'2" and gonna bald by 20 hate fat people for no reason. No one cares. I feel like that's the part y'all are missing. Because I can tell you this, just based off this video and looking at the Instagram, you were a big weenie in high school, I can tell. You also just started working out and all of a sudden you're better than every fat person in the world. Okay, that's real big talk for someone who looks like this at the gym. You look like Spencer's is your favorite store in the mall. You look like Slim Jims are your preferred gas station snack. Men like you who decide to grow out their hair, which, by the way, friend, if I can offer some other unsolicited advice, with your genetics and hairline, growing it out makes it look thinner. Poor choice. I would invest in dry shampoo because that's greaseball, bro. Greaseball 101. I think we can all ubiquitously agree that you look like you stink. You look like you smell like slipper feet. Also, the way you were sucking in your cheeks during this entire video to give the illusion of a jawline, I would do that in every picture, bro. Because your resting face looks like this. I literally had to Google Squidward with small face because this is the first thing I thought of. Can you imagine this weenie's like, hey, guess what? I hate fat women. I hate you. I hate you. I literally hate you. They don't give a They don't care. I hope one day that y'all will learn that all this kind of content does is stamp no across your head. Good luck with that. Bye.
Thing that's going on now, which is ironic, is all these women saying they're sustaining from sex. If you did that in the first place, you wouldn't have gotten knocked.
First things first, you know what I'm saying? This is low-hanging fruit for me. This is a real home run for me, brother. Because you are very easy to make fun of. I'm gonna start with that. So when I first got tagged in this video, I thought to myself, maybe I'll skip over this one. Maybe like when Moses said to put the blood of a lamb on the door, the curse will pass over you. But then I saw this. You almost got by unscathed. Now I'm gonna have to f*** you up. There's a lot to unpack in this video. First up, my body, my choice. As most people who get their news from Facebook do, you compared this to the vaccine. The biggest difference between the vaccine and getting pregnant is that pregnancy affects one person. One person has to bear the brunt of birthing a child, something you will never have to go through in your entire life. Vaccines affect us all. If you choose not to get it, someone else dies because of your choice. That's off the table, done. Next up, you compared abortion to birth control. Do you know what the whole point of birth control is? It's preventative. It stops it from happening. The minute pregnancy happens, it's no longer preventative. Not only that, but contraception is now up for grabs as well. That means it will be a lot harder to get contraception to avoid getting pregnant. You wouldn't know this though because you never get laid. You didn't have to make this video for me to be able to tell that. And last but my most favorite part as a Virgo, you kept saying sustaining from sex. It's abstain, you dumb. And you should know that since you are abstinent involuntarily. But since that's the case, you wouldn't know this either. But contraceptives do not work 100% of the time. You could do everything right and still end up pregnant. But all of that aside, the fact that you don't have a uterus means you should shut up and brush your teeth instead. Because I'll be damned if Tormund from Walmart gets on here and tries to tell me what the fuck I'm gonna do with my body. I'll tell you that much. You wanna talk about girls not closing their legs and being messy? And you couldn't even change your shirt before you made this video. Buy a lint roller, buy some floss, and mind your business. Love from the hyena.
You're worse than any of the other guys on this app. And I don't even agree with half what the guys say. Now, there are a lot of good guys on this app, and he seems to be one of them.
You think? Let me give y'all some context. This dude stitched my video about the other white dude who was making jokes about Roe v. Wade. He says, and I quote, he was making sure that we all are safe, and what I did is infinitely worse than what he did. This man then goes on to call me a terrible person. I'm way worse than every other dude I've ever stitched. Right about one thing. I'm a lot meaner. That much is true. But I'll break it down real simple for you, dog. If you don't like the way that I handle bigots, it's because you're a bigot. Does that make sense? Because your whole argument, first of all, takes you 50 years to spit it out. Second of all, I've said countless times, numerous times, thousands of times, if you will, that I will never sit here and educate a full-grown man on why he shouldn't get on the internet and on oppressed groups for fun. Because if you're going to, then I'm gonna on you for fun. Men only seem to have an issue with it when it involves them being the victim. Turns out, it doesn't feel very good to have a stranger make fun of what you look like, huh? So if I were to put it even simpler than what I said in my video, that man can eat the biggest pile of and so can you. But that's not all I said, was it? I completely deconstructed his joke, and then I lit him up. And I wasn't gonna do that to you exactly, but then you tried making fun of what I look like. And I'm really happy you opened that door, because I think we're gonna have a good time. How long have you been growing out those 4 pieces of hair on your chin? A long time, huh? How tall are you, 5'7"? Yeah, I figured. You look like you'd be a really big fan of water parks. You look like someone when he drinks water out of a water bottle puts their whole mouth over the spout. Do you plug your nose before you jump in a body of water? I bet you do. Your mouth looks like a butthole. And last, but certainly not least, you look like this guy. I've said it once and I'll say it again. You want to be a bigot on this app? You want to perform like the clown that you are? Then I'm sending you the shoes and the nose priority mail. I'm making you the main character of the circus, if that's what you want. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, you tagged me in this yourself, so stay safe out there, buddy.
Dating single mothers is not a good idea. The sex is not satisfying. Women are beauty objects for men.
I got a question for the men who make content like this. Besides the other terrible men that are involuntarily abstinent in the comments of these videos, do you think that this is convincing anybody that you get regularly laid? There's no way you think that. I'll never understand consistently writing home about how much you don't like something you would never be attracted to in the first place. That's you quitting before you get fired, bitch. And it's exhausting to listen to. Die alone quietly, please. Also, are you reading from a teleprompter? It sounds like this is the first time you've ever learned how to say words. And why is your head so rotund? You got a dome piece on you there, buddy. Which is unfortunate, since what's left of your hairline starts at the top of your head. Also, you look like Pleakley. Narc head. Bye. What are your tips for all the single festival girlies out there?
Check the tats. If he has tribal arm tats, I don't know.
Did you hear that, babe? No. Someone tell my boyfriend. Someone tell him.
For you. I love you, but like, if it's the one happened in 2008 in Kentucky, like, you can't convince me otherwise.
Oh, well, roasted your boyfriend. She just lit his up.
What's your type?
I like skinny girls that are in good shape, not fat.
Dan Bilzerian? Now that's cool. God, what an original vid. Using Thanos himself to deliver the punchline. Love it. Tato, is it? Can I call you Tater Tot? That seems fitting to me, consider you're the same size as one. But for someone who's allegedly disgusted by fat women, you be talking about them a lot, huh? The line between love and hate is wafer thin. Just ask all the men who hate me. I do have a question though, since you want to talk about other people's bodies. It's more of an experiment, if you will. Can you do me a favor and reach those hands straight up? I'm trying to see something. I want to see if you're tall enough to ride the roller coasters. Out of all the places you could have picked to film this video, why'd you pick something that made you look like even more of a Polly Pocket? Even when I was doing my research, man, how are you gonna talk on fat women and your own girl is taller than you? Dog, come on. You built like a Minecraft character, dog. Roblox head. What are you, like 5'1"? You shorter than my mom. Also, since again, we're on the subject of looks, you have the weakest chin I've ever seen in my life, brother. That chin on -1 billion. How is your jaw concave? You look like Mountain Dew Code Red's your favorite drink. You look like if you wore slides, your toes would hang over the front. You look like someone who refuses to wear sunblock because it's for girls. And last, you look like one of these. One of these comes to life and starts being fatphobic towards you. What are you doing? Sick video, buddy. Great job.
Men will literally finance a truck for 96 months instead of going to therapy.
Men can literally finance a truck for 96 months instead of going to therapy.
Man, shut up. What's your point?
You know, I don't normally tell people you should go watch this video, but please go watch this video. This man's so upset. Like he's so personally attacked by this video. Shut up. Shut up. Hey, shut up. Dog, what are you, like in your 50s? What the f are you doing on this app, dog? He then goes on to say that women spend thousands of dollars in credit card debt, never pay it back because they like to buy things. Huh? I don't think mismanaging money is exclusive to women. I think that's just like specific to the person. Since you've been on this earth almost as long as the dinosaurs, you'd think you'd know that. I mean, didn't you live through the Great Depression? You even said like maybe driving his truck and drinking a cold beer is his therapy. Drinking and driving is therapy? No. I cannot believe that dudes who were alive when they were doing drills for the atomic bomb get on this app and say shit like that. Listen up, Father Time. Delete your account. You don't need to do this. Focus on picking that plot of land where you're gonna be buried. My favorite characteristic of like old dudes making TikTok is them like not understanding how it works. So there's like a 2-second lag every time they talk. So it looks like this. Women don't even understand. Get back to Facebook, you old bat. Bye.
So about a week ago, a really popular TikToker tried to roast me, and it was a massive fail.
Ooh. Who do you think he's talking about? When I saw this video, my heart stopped. Because I, for lack of a better word, your shit right up, bro. And you just came right back, didn't you? Some of them out immediately and some of them they try to like claw their way back. You know what? Don't worry, I'm gonna put my boot on that forehead and kick you back down the hell where you came from, friend. Lots to unpack. Let's get into it. Massive fail? I don't know. Let's revisit the stats, friend. I'm not surprised you don't remember because you look like a pumpkin that was left on the porch well into November. Let's see, your video, barely 100,000 views, 2,000 likes, 4,000 comments. Oof! Now let's look at mine. Interesting. Mine has over 2 million views, 600,000 likes, and I clocked that in like 2 days. So yeah, I'd argue one of those for sure was a massive fail. But that's not even my favorite part of your video, buddy. My favorite part is you trying to get me. You put this fire take of how I just don't look the same in my picture. Who are these women? Are they the same? This is how I know you're old as shit. Breaking news. Man discovers makeup. Yeah, one of them's 2.5 hours worth of makeup. The other one is nothing at all, like now. How do y'all think that you get me when I post those pictures and videos myself? Yeah. I know what I look like with and without makeup. In fact, you know who else probably knows? The girl of your dreams, you ghoul. It's kind of crazy because you go on to say like, I can't believe my video got taken down and hers didn't. She was focusing on my legs. You're right. I'm such a bully. That's why you came and followed me, huh? You simp. Now listen, I don't want to take any more of your time because I know you got a Victorian doll you have to haunt. But I want you to remember this, Grandpa. Whether I look like this or the pictures that you stole from my Instagram, thanks for following me, by the way. Remember this. If it's a race, when we're talking about who's better looking between you and I, you're eating my dust every time. Have fun getting back to the underworld.
You're insecure.
Yeah, I think you got it up, sweetheart. It's not that we're insecure. It's just that we prefer women. That half the world doesn't know what your body looks like.
Cool guy alert. Guys, cool guy alert. You look so cool, brother. Sick glasses and chains. First off, let me say this. Any man who spends 2.5 minutes talking about how not insecure they are, respectfully, I don't fucking believe you. But more importantly, I will never, ever, ever, ever understand why men do where they create hypothetical situations in their head. They're like, if that were me, listen, if you were my girl, if you were my, she's not. She's not. And she never will be. Even on your best day, in your Sunday best, if you had 3 wishes from a genie, ho, she would never be yours. You don't got it like that. So what the are you worried about? Why do you care so much? It's like y'all play imaginary, like you play imaginary games in your head around hurt your own feelings. Let me imagine if I was with that girl, what would she do? Be too hot for me? You know what? I would never date you. That's unhinged behavior. Y'all just sitting around fantasizing about what you would do if someone would date you but they won't, so you would never date them? Huh? That's why you all need therapy. But speaking of, trying to control what women wear or do for a living is not setting a f***ing boundary. That's called trying to control someone you a preference is what you like to call it. And that's fine, dog. You want to prefer to control what women do, that's on you. But do us all a favor and do it in silence. You know, like how you're balding in silence as well. So I'm gonna end with this. Mind the business that pays you. Maybe lower your standard of what you think you look like. And last but more importantly, bake your whole head. Just Captain Picard the you feel me? Cause that hairline, peace and love, she's gone.
Guys have sex with who they can, but in the long run, men are gonna marry who they want to. Women are gonna marry who they can. Ooh, that's a bar.
You're so right, brother. What a bar. You know what absolutely kills me about clips like this? That they act like they're the first person to ever say this. Every single time some bald dude says shit like this on a podcast, an angel falls from heaven. That guy said bars, as if he made that up, as if I haven't seen that 1,000 times. There's a real big hole in your ideology, brother. I'll tell you what it is. Marriage is a construct that was born out of patriarchy and puritanical society. This has been pushed on women for centuries to strive towards marriage. Marriage was an ownership thing back in the day. And this may shock you to hear this, but not every wants to get married. But you know what's even funnier? Every dude like yourselves wants women. Especially now, women don't want to get married more and more because they don't need you anymore. And y'all always leave out lesbians, gay people, non-binary people, but we're not even gonna get into that because based off the fits, brain too small. Can y'all do me a favor though? Take off those hats. I'm trying to see something. It's for my own anthropological research, if you will. The two of you look like the worst dudes at a pool bar in Vegas. Ones that won't leave you alone. Y'all look like dudes that tailgate at like a t-ball game. Guys that give you sporting equipment advice at Dick's Sporting Goods but don't work there. Y'all look like you would be too rough with a piñata at a children's birthday party. I'm gonna end with this. Any sentient human that pays taxes but references red pill ideology, don't listen to what he says. Because he for sure gets his news from Facebook. Sick podcast though, brother. Not.
If women are stronger than men, then why are we allowed to hit them? The amount of people that are pissed at this video is hilarious.
You think? Do you really think that's hilarious? Okay, let's see if you still find it hilarious after this one. This kind of argument really never makes any sense. First of all, you're not allowed to hit anybody. You guys know that, right? Like, yeah, it's typically frowned upon for men to hit women for obvious reasons. But legally speaking, you're not allowed to hit anybody. It doesn't really matter the gender. And listen, bro, I don't know what you look like, but you look like a popsicle stick come to life. So I don't think you should be threatening to hit anybody, to be honest. But as I was saying earlier, this weird obsession that misogynists have with getting to hit women, bro, check yourself into a hospital. Go get therapy. When women say, listen, don't treat me like garbage, cool? And you're like, okay, nice. Come over here so I can punch you in the face. You need help. You need help. Not only that, but this you gave me exactly what I wanted. You gave me what I wanted. You wanted attention for being That's weird, but okay. Also, just a side note, are you being held hostage? Where are you? In a basement? Why do you never blink in your videos? You look like the peanut butter baby, but no peanut butter. You look like Tommy Pickles if he grew up and became a bigot. This is really hard to explain, but you look like this to me. Bye.
Get out the house. Get the fuck out the house. You look stupid right now, 1080p. You dumb. Get out.
All right, I'm gonna make this one quick. First off, I'm gonna say I've already talked about this podcast a million times. I feel like most of the people tagging me don't know that I've roasted this guy so badly. He did an entire episode on me already. So this hates me and the feeling's mutual. But I just want to say this. With all the information we've gathered about these dudes who run this shit, does this behavior shock you? Does this shock you to find out that this stick bug come to life berates women who don't listen? No, it doesn't. Yeah, that checks out. That tracks. This man is born, bred, and made. He is truly a virus on this planet. The only way that it will ever stop is if you stop going on this podcast. To all the women that have either been approached by these dudes or are sitting on their current, stop. This is the only way they talk to women that are not their mothers or their dentists. They don't have regular interactions with women, clearly. They do this because they like to control women. Stop going on this podcast, bro. These guys, they will rot in the farthest, deepest pits of hell, I promise. They don't need your help getting there. I'm putting them on the expressway. And with all that being said, I would rather swallow every single pair of jeans at Old Navy before I ever let a bitch with a bald spot the size of the sun take any of my time or energy. Nope. Look at this man. Look at this man. You're telling me you take this man seriously? Bald from the center. He can't even win a fight with his own genetics. Of course he's not gonna like having a war of words with women. Not only that, but this man has 15 people on a podcast, gave every single one of them mics. He's a dumb. Stop paying attention to him. Stop paying for that Patreon and stop going on this podcast, bro. Starve him out. And he's used to that because he gets no punani. Bye. What's crazy about comments like this is that I don't think it's really giving it to me like you think it is. Because, babe, if I were to read this objectively, right, to remove myself completely and read it, it just sounds like you want to my man. And listen, I don't blame you. I do it all the time. First thing I want to say, if my man and I were to ever break up, I don't think he's gonna you. Listen, I don't know, but that's just my gut feeling. Throw your hat in that ring if you really want to find out, though. But two, whether I look like this or like this, it's important you remember this fact. I will still bag someone like my man, and I'll take your too. Remember that every time you're thinking about the you want so badly, she's thinking about me. Yep. Good one though, buddy. Have fun at Jiffy Lube today.
Shout out to South Auckland. Yeah. Where you look at, like, you know, because there was an all-girls school there, and you look at it, you're like, is that a girl?
Good one, Jordan. For those of you that may be a little confused, this is a Samoan man on his own podcast. Oh, right there. Right there, jail immediately. He's originally from South Auckland, but has recently moved to, you guessed it, Australia. A breeding ground for arguably some of the worst men on planet Earth. Don't get mad at me. Talk to your local geographer about that. I don't know what's going on over there. He goes on this rant about a school that's primarily attended by Samoan women. And as I mentioned earlier, this is also Samoan. Then he goes on a rant and says they're big, manly, and disgusting. And says it's embarrassing to see them out in public in an ia lava lave. Which, for those of you who don't know, is a traditional Samoan garment that both men and women wear, by the way, you This is my thing about Samoan men being racist towards their own people. Has your mom seen this? Gotta fight. I can guarantee you she hasn't. And I saw your apology too. I couldn't get through it because nowhere in there did you recognize you being racist towards your own people for the laughs and giggles of a white man. Dog. You just standing in the corner telling jokes for these guys at our expense. Kamavalea. But I peeped how tall you were, dog. Barely taller than your girl. No wonder you hate Samoan women. Didn't get any of the good shit like the athleticism and the height. Oop, skipped my buddy Jordan. White people tend to fetishize Samoan men especially. You should probably remember that before you sell out your own for them. And fuck your podcast, bro. But if y'all want to see a podcast of two Samoan people that don't on their own, y'all can go follow mine and my sisters, Two Idiot Girls, where we just be talking and we just so happen to be Samoan women. Don't tell Jordan though, he might get scared and flee to Australia.
Yo, women chose one of the ugliest females to be so, to be our spokesperson.
Ah. Good one, Bryce. This video, it was divine timing that I saw it. Because I was in my notifications and I was going to pick somebody else. And then I saw you posted this. You really got me, brother. Ugh. The worst part of this video, it's not that you called me the ugliest female you've ever seen. Or that your idea of being funny is comparing me to Kermit the Frog. Is this thing on? That joke sucked, man. That's not even the worst part. The worst part is your caption. If she can give heat, so can I. That's your idea of giving heat? God, no wonder your feelings get hurt so easily. Nobody picked me because I'm the hottest. That's just a plus. They picked me because I'm the meanest. And you're gonna find that out the hard way, unfortunately. Because I'll if I let an employee from Zoomies talk on me. Let's see what else we found in my research. Man. Yeah, that checks out. That you are built exactly the way I thought you were. Like a little Lego. Y'all look like you stick your fingers up each other's butts to be funny. Do y'all do that? I bet you do. Oh my god. How tall are you, bro? Like 5'4"? I was 5'4" when I was 10, so can't relate. Dog, your Adam's apple is out of control. Get less Adam's apple. That looks like a flamingo's leg. You also have the longest face. Why is your face so long? You know who you look like? You look like Coraline's dad. Oh, man. That's gonna be you looking at them notifications after this video. I also saw you're married. Does your girl know that you spend your free time looking at me? Must not be that ugly. I'll tell you what though, someone who's not heavy enough to sit in the front seat of a car, I'm okay if they're not attracted to me. I will move on, I promise you that. I'll let you go though, Bryce, because I know your shift at Foot Locker is gonna start pretty soon. Bye!
Kind of podcast after someone got rejected by a woman.
I wonder if these girls started their podcast because someone was rejected by a man.
Come again? Just for context, this dude stitched my last promo for my show and then took 3 to 5 business days to spit out this fire roast. That's an excellent question, friend. I'll answer it for you now. Although I will say, to start off, I am impressed not by your joke, but by the fact that I didn't know sweet potatoes could talk. I'll tell you the biggest difference between my show and every other virus called a man that has a podcast. I get paid to do it. This is my full-time job. It was something that was offered to me because I am funny. I don't think that you can relate to this because I'm pretty sure you're the villain in every James Bond movie. You're busy too. Now on to the fired take. She probably just hates men because she was rejected by them. She was rejected by one and she's single. That's how y'all sound to me. But to dispel any confusion, I don't hate terrible men because I was rejected by them. I hate terrible men because they're terrible. The part y'all always seem to leave out of that counter is that would mean that I have to be attracted to you. And that is the most offensive thing you could ever say to me. With all the disrespect, the men who say this look like a witch put a curse on them a long time ago. Y'all look like mole people. I'm good. No ma'am. And last, to address the single thing, I'll be sure to tell my 6'4" man, huh? Size 13 shoe. Do with that what you will. Bye.
Because he was mad. This is a real opinion a man had. Well, first of all, how dare you assume his gender? But I think what he's getting to is that if you're that size, you're unhealthy.
Lots to unpack. I didn't even show the majority of your video because honestly, I'd rather pluck my eyeballs out with my own acrylics. First off, the gender joke. Take that, liberals. Take that. Do you really think that's funny? Be honest. Because if you do, no wonder you all worship the headless horseman that is Jordan Peterson. That ugly ass scarecrow. Anyways, back to your... This whole discourse on the Sports Illustrated model on the cover, when men are like, this is promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. This is promoting obesity. Yeah, because that's why people are buying Sports Illustrated, the swimsuit edition, to study up on BMI. You guys are so f***ing stupid. Nobody's gonna read that and see that picture and be like, you know what I'm gonna do? Become unhealthy. Use that Brazil nut you call a brain and think about that for a second. You then go on to talk about how much you hate yourself. That call? She's coming from inside the house. No wonder you're upset. You think you're gross, which, I mean, you are, but self-awareness is key. What you're doing, that's projection, love. The fact that you think you, someone whose face looks like a Halloween mask, is on the same level as that model? Babe. Get fitted for some glasses. And last, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention. Yeah, that checks out. And an anti-vaxxer too. Double homicide. Why don't you take that Cadbury egg head of yours and mind the business that pays you? Bye!
You tagged her again because you got offended. You needed somebody else to go handle it for you. You went and tattled because you weren't capable of doing it.
Let me tell you something, bro. This entire video so condescending. A whole lot of words to say you're afraid of me. You could just say that. It didn't have to be this whole, well, let's think about this logically. You talk like a cartoon nerd. This whole like scene you're acting out, right? You went and tattled because you cannot do it yourself. Duh. They don't just tag me, they tag me in, bitch. Because for some reason, y'all never learn. Unless I get on here and hurt those feelings, you don't shut up. And this is the I'm always talking about. These men love to and complain and cry when women or any other marginalized person, but most especially me, get on here and stand up for either themselves or others, and they roast the out you. Men always want to cry and be like, what the why would you do this to me? That's so mean. You went on to say, what if I was insecure about my hair and you made it, so you're cool with making fun of other people's appearances? Let's revisit the video that she wrote this on, yeah?
Do you call the fatty part around the vagina? The woman?
Turns out everyone's cool with making fun of other people's appearances, huh? Y'all are so embarrassing, dude. Y'all say the most off-color because you think you're a stand-up comedian. And then when women retaliate and do the exact same y'all want to talk about morals. That moral compass all of a sudden points due north, doesn't it, bitch? I've said this once and I'll say it again. If you're gonna make jokes at the expense of other groups you're not a part of, then you better get ready to take jokes when I find them. Also, you look like Mr. Tumnus. Oh, bye. Old chocolates in the wood head. Your joke sucked, and so did this video. Bye!
LMFAO, but you are both ugly. And I can't relate to that, baby.
How to playfully ask a girl that you're talking to from a dating app if she's actually overweight.
Look, I got tagged in this video a million times. And I'm gonna table the topic at hand, and we gotta talk looks. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You do not look good. You are knocking on death's door, friend. Like, are you okay? You're handing out tips on how to be playfully fat-phobic, and you look like you have the Black Plague. You look like you came over on the Mayflower, dog. Like, you look like you're being held together by prayer alone. Just a quick question, were you brought to life by a mad scientist? You know who you really look like, though? You look like SpongeBob when he had the suds. Oh, nope. Bye, bro. Goodbye forever. Can you imagine, bro? Can you imagine this ghoul messages you? He looks like this, and he's like, you're not fat, are you? Make sure you're not fat. One of the zombies from World War Z has a weight preference. Ooh, priorities. Priorities, mama. I got a good tip for you if you want a tip. Playfully switch your camera to something that films in a lower resolution, because you need it. Your video, bro. And good luck getting back home, because I know you managed that boat on the river Styx. Bye! These are arguably some of the worst videos to exist on this platform. Fat phobia and bigotry aside, this is so embarrassing. Like, you look silly, bro. Like, you look dumb. And on top of that, listen, all love, peace, all love, but not to you. You don't even look that great. So, listen, I know the men are gonna be like, what the do you look like, you fit? See, the difference is that I'm not casting stones from a glass house. What was the point of this? Like, what was the point? Did you hit that algorithm? Did you go viral? Nah, because no one wants to do brand deals with someone who has a receding hairline from a low angle. Bro, how the f you film from down there and I still peeped the receding, huh? Fix that. Take care of that, yeah? Also, do you have only one shirt? You're wearing the same Gymshark shirt in so many of your videos, bro. Maybe worry about your Self, once again, yeah.
Feminism, I guess, which is why it bothers me. You're like filling out your personal vendettas and pretending like you're doing something for women. You're not. You're doing something for you.
You think? I may have to rethink some things. Not! I watched your whole video, brother. I watched all 3 minutes of that rambling. And it's a whole lot of words for you just don't like me. It'd be a lot easier if you just said that. That'd be a lot faster too, probably. Every single time men want to critique what I'm doing, you know, paying mind to the business that does not pay them, they always say this exact thing. Who is this helping? Who is this helping? Who? Who is this helping? You're not combating misogyny? Who is this helping? Not you. I think that's the disconnect. I think that's where we're missing each other, brother. This content is not for you. It never has been. It's at your expense. And that's what you have a hard time dealing with. The reality of the situation is men like yourself have spent so long going unchecked in so many different areas of life. And I built a lifestyle, a career off hurting your feelings because that's what you deserve. And I'm here to collect. The sad truth about this is that you don't actually care about how men suffer at the hands of things like bigotry and patriarchy and all of that. You don't actually care. You just want to be able to abuse women freely. Not on my watch. So I'm gonna end this with a quote from the philosopher herself, Meg Thee Stallion. If I was worried about y'all the way y'all are worried about me, I'd be up too. Bye. Hey. I want to talk to y'all about something I've been seeing comments on a lot lately. Typically when the men who hate me are on one, they'll try to antagonize me, right? On purpose. They'll be so racist, fatphobic, horrible towards me. And my mantra is this. If you want to be a main act in my circus, then I'm sending the big shoes and the red nose priority mail. I will give you the attention that you so desperately seek, but be careful what you wish for. But that's besides the point. When I light them the up, every single time they'll say this. She's just weaponizing her platform against me. Why? You have so many followers and I don't. Why would you do this? Because you asked me to. And I'm a giver. I will always see the hate that you make about me because I'm like Varys. All my little birds are watching for me constantly. So if you make a video about me, you better hope I don't see it. Bye. Hey. Do y'all want to hear something funny? So the other day, right, minding my business, doing my work, getting my money as I do. Log on to Instagram, see I get a tag from someone I don't know, which is not uncommon, but it was a hate tag. And this is what it said. Good one. Good one, Tony. So naturally, as I do, I repost it, right? Tell him that his hairline looks like the Dow Jones on a bad day, and go on my way. Naturally, this dude starts to lose his marbles, as per usual. He starts spinning out, and like we've gone over before, my favorite stage is the denial stage, the delusion. Then he tags me in this because he's getting roasted alive.
It's all good. Insecure girls can be insecure girls. You literally follow the most wasteful piece of shit on social media, so congratulations for being a sheep, and I welcome them. Please bring it on. Oh, that's fucking...
I'm gonna need you to shoot me straight for just a second. Have you ever seen anything more humiliating than that? Dude, let me ask you a question, okay? How down bad you gotta be to be posting this and then sending voice notes in response to my fans at like a family barbecue? You're just in your aunt's house like, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing. Dude, come on. The amount of space I take up in that studio apartment you call a noggin, unreal. At this point, y'all are fans. And you want to hear the funniest part? When he originally tagged me in that, do you know what I was doing? Looking at a billboard with my face on it on Sunset Boulevard. Dude, that's what I was doing. And all I could think was this shit. Like this, what this dude is doing is what got me on that billboard. Dude, eat my whole entire ass, bro. Y'all are so dumb. Bye. Hey, I want to talk to y'all about something that makes me laugh. So out the gate, you know the terrible men are gonna be sent into a tizzy. Anytime I get tagged in a video of a dude being the worst, being a bigot, being a misogynist, the list goes on. My favorite thing to come out of that, if I never stitch it or see it, is when they respond to a comment that tagged me and they give you a 30-minute monologue about how much they don't care about me and they're not afraid of me. They'll sit there, set up a camera, a ring light sometime, and do this. You think I'm afraid of her? You think I'm afraid of that? What is she gonna do to me? What's she gonna do to me? What is she gonna do to me? You think I give a You think I care? You think I care about that girl? I don't. I hope she sees this. I hope she does. Yeah. I believe you. Yeah, that's real convincing to me, pal. But I want to tell the terrible dudes who do like that one thing. If I haven't stitched your video and it's been up for a month, chances are you're not worth my time. Someone already got you, or I've already made a video about that exact thing you said, because let me tell you something about the terrible men on this app. They are gonna repeat a joke. Yes, they will. So I'm not beating a dead horse. I'm not gonna make another video about something I already made a video about. You're worthless to me. That's what it means. But let me just show you an example of what happens when you start brave and finish like a The attitude after I find your video, this is how it always starts.
I'm not backing down. You can say whatever you want to me. I'm vibing.
And this is where it ends.
Why can't you just let things be? I said she was annoying in that bad takes. And then she goes out to make her whole day's mission to ruin me.
So I guess the moral of the story, if you're gonna start, then you better be ready to finish. Hey! No hate to this commenter whatsoever, but you read my mind, babe. There are a lot of men right now getting very emotional, being very dramatic, throwing almost what you could very well describe as a over the fact that I'm being featured as the opening face in an ad TikTok's running everywhere. And for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, that's because your girl's been selected as a 2022 trailblazer for Asian American Pacific Islander Awareness Month. Yeah. So my face is the first thing you see when you log on to this app. And if that has your panties in a bunch, I suggest you delete this app or strap in, ho. Cause if you got mad at that, it's gonna be a really long month for you. You're not gonna like what else they have me doing. Also, as you can see, I'm in a new office cause your girl's in New York doing something else that you're gonna hate. Happy AAPI month.
You're annoying and your takes suck. I find you insufferable and annoying. And I'm hot, so.
Wrong. I could literally see you fighting the urge to make fun of what I look like, because then that would negate you saying you don't hate me, which you clearly do. Uninsufferable, huh? The word's insufferable, you dumb bitch. I left the duets on that video on purpose because it makes me laugh so hard. Seeing all the bad and all you Angry Birds looking dudes prove me right once again. Bro, you look like a medieval times Friar Tuck. An O lineman at a D3 school who doesn't play. See, that hairline went south for the summer early. I'd look into that if I were you. You tagged me yourself, so I'm guessing you wanted me to see this. Have fun.
Whereas in the West, there go, well, man, I don't need to try for a man. Well, who cares what I look like? Because I'm smart and I have my own opinion and my personality.
First of all, calm down. You're spitting on me. Second of all, I've seen this guy before. I've stitched him a long time ago. The crazy thing about this peanut head is that he levels up in terrible every single time I see him. I don't know how the you keep getting worse, dog, but honestly, I'm concerned. Let me just break down what you said for a second, right? You said Eastern European women know they're beautiful, that makes them high value. And Western women, just a bunch of. When you say Eastern European, is that a fancy word for saying white? Is that what you mean? So you're racist. Got it. Then you go on to say that Western women only focus on their personality and being smart, which, oh no. But then you say the only thoughts they have are about Love Island and cats. That's it, huh? That's all that's up there. Stupid. Talk to me about Love Island again. I don't want to talk about that. Dude, if that isn't the most transparent, I never talk to women ever. Where'd you get that? Did you see women talking to each other on Twitter one time and you're like, that's it, that's all the thoughts they have? Dude, I just wanted, let me be real for you a second. Let me be real with you for 1 second. If you're a dude who eats shit like this up, I need to talk to you for a second. Let me ask you a question. If you're really that starved for, if you're genuinely dehydrated because you never get any, why the would you take advice from someone else who also doesn't get any? That would be like asking a doctor who's been disbarred for malpractice if he can give you some tips on surgery. Like, what the dude? This is just a whole lot of words for I'm single and I don't like it and women don't like me because I'm insufferable. And you know what? That's how it should be. That's how God intended it. Because men like this and other men who listen to this should not be procreating. Nope. Let that legume lineage die out with you. And last, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, bro, how the you have a close shave but still have a receding hairline? Talk about fighting with your own genetics. Dude, take that cashew head and go to bye. It's so interesting that you say that because on the flip side of things, I've never seen an attractive dude that hates me. All of y'all look like the shit that you scrape off the bottom of a ship, and I stand by that. And to further pour more salt in that wound, the girl of your dreams, the that you to constantly, she loves me. If y'all were smart, you'd start pretending that you like me, but you can't, because you're And on top of that, the men that do follow me, there aren't many, but there are some. All of them are very good looking too. But you know what? I'd write this hater shit from a burner also if my face looked like a kid drew me from memory. If my face looked like a police sketch, I'd write this head too. I know that casket's gonna be cold though, huh? Because you're dying alone.
Now, are some of Drew Aflu's attacks on men warranted? I think so. But I remember one guy just saying, I don't date fat chicks. And she made a whole minute assault. I'm sorry. I want to be able to date a woman who can walk up a flight of stairs and still have her breath.
You rang? Man, you know what I love? I love when a dude gets on this app, throws on his H&M shirt, puts his pink eye medication in that left eye, and gets on here to talk on me. I especially love it when it's a dude I throttled a couple months ago who had me blocked then and still has me blocked now. Lost followers too, huh? Guess the simping biz is down right now. All of that aside, I see that you feel you're a very smart person. You think you're a smart guy. I can see that you think that about yourself. That's nice. Since you're such a scholar, I want to raise you a situation. You described me roasting bigots as an assault. An outright assault! Interesting take. I see your situation, I'll raise you another one. I have a question for you, it's very simple. Why are you and every other dude who makes videos like this about me such a Why are y'all so soft? It is so unbearably easy to rattle that cage, isn't it? The shit I say is me being nice. You could not handle me actually being mean if you fold like this. And I'll tell you something else. These kinds of men who have been non-stop making videos like this about me, that's how you know the views are down bad. You know why? Because I'm that So at this point, I think that truly their health is at risk if they don't me off. I know that throat's sore, bro. I know it's sore. With me being in it so much, you know? Just a side note as well, any dude who uses the term chick unironically isn't getting laid. Don't take advice from him if your goal is to get laid. And last, I want to say this. The purposeful mispronunciation of my last name, Aflu, if we're going to call it that, I'm more of an influenza. And I'm wiping you out one by one. But I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, you cannot talk on me if you've been running for me for over a year. Nice try though, buddy. Good video.
Major bag alert, major bag alert, bag alert, major bag.
know what's worse. The droid font you got going on this video? The fact that you put 4th plus 1 instead of 4th and 1? That you're begging for followers? Or that up hairline and beard? Bro, talk about throwing stones from a glass house. Anytime dudes say shit like this about fat women or bigger women in general, and they look like that, I want to book you an appointment at your nearest optometrist. Buy a mirror. Not only that, but anytime men compare bigger women to NFL players, doesn't that make them much more physically capable and athletic than you? You're laughing comparing them to a man you wish you were? Okay. And you know what? Based off my research, I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, there's no way you couldn't make a Pee-wee team, let alone the NFL. But you know what you could do? Sell the out of a Toyota Corolla, huh, buddy? Be employee of the month at Alamo. You look like you could make this out of a Subway sandwich, huh, buddy? With your parabola hairline. And last, it's very clear to me that you want so desperately to get famous on TikTok. But again, based off my research,
7 years old, on God, I knew I was the man.
I wouldn't hold my breath. Now get back to the dealership.
So, when are we going to talk about fat phobia in the jewelry industry?
There is literally only one thing I could focus on in this video. Just a quick question, bro. Straight off the dome, unrelated maybe. Have you ever heard of toothpaste? Perhaps a toothbrush? No? Yeah, I can tell. Cause baby, that tongue, the yellow pages. If people don't have straight teeth, that's never their fault. But if you have dirty teeth, por qué? Instead of making content about women, which you seem to do a lot, why don't you get in that bathroom and just go to town on those gnashers? Let me know what you excavate from the plaque buildup. I see the chest tattoo says prestigious. You know what's not prestigious? Halitosis. Bye! You know I was coming, bro. I mean, I think you had a feeling, right? Because when someone brought me up, you're like, I'm confused what she would say about this video. Enlighten me. I mean, I will. I just can't guarantee you're gonna like how I do it. Most of them don't, but I mean, RIP in advance. Videos like this, where men say this, women are so emotional, always make me laugh. You know why? Because these are the same dudes that watch professional sports on the television like grown men. They convince themselves, if I didn't hurt my knee, like if I didn't tear my ACL in high school, that could have been me. And then when their team loses, they destroy shit in the house. They don't talk to you for like 3 to 5 business days. They take it so personal. And what does that sound like to you? Emotional, huh? And then these are the same dudes who cheat on you. And then when you're upset about it, they're like, God, dude, complain about everything, bro. What the? And you know what's crazy? What all you dudes have in common is you're all single. And you will stay that way for a very long time. Just by looking at your page, bro, scrolling through it, you're just constantly complaining about you do not have. That's a weird thing to do. I'm gonna be real with you. Turns out when you're awful, women don't want to be with you. Crazy, huh? But to all my baddies out there who see like this, remember this. Any misogynist who voices his opinion about women but isn't even taller than his own microwave means nothing. Pay it no mind. But hey man, you know what? At least you have all these 14-year-old kids agreeing with you in the comment section. So sick. I hate women too. I love being alone. Bye.
Being on a date with these kinds of women is like basically being on a date with another guy that's trying to fight you for control and dominance. And if you're a masculine man, you want a feminine, submissive woman.
I know. I watched the whole thing, believe it or not. It was burning my retinas, but I watched the whole thing. And if I wasn't like disgusted, I was literally like, Bro, you are the most boring life coach I've ever seen. Like, truly, you should go into another profession that does not require public speaking because you are boring as When men say this, submissive women, I have a suggestion. Why don't you get a border collie? What the are you on? You dream about controlling what other people do? Okay. But let me tell you something, bro. You are balding, like, terribly. That's not a dig, that's a fact. You are aging like milk, clearly. Your own genetics don't listen to you. So what makes you think women will? Nope. And speaking of aging like vegetable, you are a walking, talking liver spot. Like, actually. So, methinks you shouldn't be on TikTok giving out this advice. You should be getting your affairs in order. Like, Father Time, you have bigger issues to worry about, I'm sure. I will never be able to truly wrap my head around the fact that men come on this app, watch videos from this crypt keeper, and think he's gonna teach me how to get this. For sure he is. That guy knows exactly what he's talking about. But I mean, if you want to listen to someone whose birth year ends in BC, by all means. And last, but certainly not least, you look like Professor Calamitous from Jimmy Neutron. Bye. Dude. Same hairline, same height. And just in case you haven't caught on yet, when you were describing a confrontational woman that makes you feel this small, at me next time. Bye.
And obedience to your word. And fellas, don't feel bad when y'all hear me say things like a woman should be obedient because she obeys the law, doesn't she? So she can obey her man.
Man, do I have a doozy for y'all. Let me give you some context first. This video, the original, got sent to me on Twitter last night. And after I finished laughing my ass off, I went to collect my research. Put another notch in my belt, if you will. So I scamper on over to TikTok and you will never guess what I found. Blocked. This blocked me. I think his account may be gone now, but not before I got that screenshot, ho. That's interesting. Because weren't you just talking about obedience and women and how men should be allowed to tell them what the to do? You're an alpha dog. And how women should listen to their man because they obey the law. Well, based off this power dynamic that we have going right now, I guess that makes me your man. Come and sit on Papa's lap. We're gonna go over a few house rules. And I know you heard me coming because you have sweet potatoes for ears. Why are them hoes so large? First off, the alpha requests that you get some makeup wipes and wipe off that fake hairline because I don't like fake. Second, I'm gonna need you to cut those nails because if those are telling me anything, it's that gooch is on rancid. Next, I'm gonna need you to dress nice and proper when I'm around, which shouldn't be hard because you look 5'3", so I'm sure you could find a lot of clothes at the Old Navy kids section. And last, but most importantly, choke.
A key that opens many locks is a master key. A lock that opens to any key is a lock. Men and women are not the same. We're
First off, right, I have seen this podcast countless times, every single time against my will. And every dweeb that hates me always says something like, you should go on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Here's proving wrong. When the IQ's on 7, it's really not a fair fight. If I were to go on that, it wouldn't be a fair fight. Next, I have already made fun of this. This dude is easily the most insufferable dude I've ever seen on any form of media. Worse than Joe Rogan. Because on top of the fact that he is painfully sick, this man hasn't seen or touched women in I don't know how long. It's so evident. He is also balding. Like, every time, dude. Real ones will remember. Remember the dude I said had crop circles on his head? That's this guy. Who gets a bald spot right by the hairline? Bro. No wonder you hate women. No wonder you hate everybody in this universe. He's constantly spewing his 5'6" venom on every in that room. In fact, I really hope that the women on this podcast, every single time like this comes out, I hope they get paid for this, because not even God himself could make me sit and listen to this bull. No way, bro. No way. Now let's get to this lock and key. I hate that argument. First off, you're comparing women to inanimate objects. Invalid. Doesn't count automatically. That's one. Two, let's entertain the idea of a master key. Who are the only people in professions with a master key? Janitors, right? A janitor, a landlord. Those are the only people who have master keys. Now let me ask my baddies. Are you trying to a janitor or a landlord that talks like this? I rest my case. Next, if we're gonna get technical, right? The only time one lock has multiple keys is if someone goes to a locksmith and has them made, right? So anytime some baldy says this argument, it's because they're mad that they didn't get a copy. I say this with the power of 1,000 suns. Your podcast, bro. It sucks.
As a male, I could have 18, 30, 40, 50 women pregnant at the same time. As a female, you can only be pregnant by one man at a time.
God, did you go to medical school? What an astute observation. Do you see what the I'm talking about? What did I tell y'all about this podcast? What did I tell y'all? Let me just make this really clear. Just because you say it loudly doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it logical. It doesn't make it factual. It makes you an idiot. Like I said in my video from yesterday, the ability for men to buy microphones and speak into them and broadcast their involuntary abstinence to the world, a curse. A curse put on this earth. Who's to blame for this? I want to hear a name. I don't even know where the to begin, to be honest. Well, first off, I want to say, sick jacket, buddy. Really nice coat you got there. You're dressed like the most annoying aunt at church. The one who cries the loudest but doesn't tithe. Second, I want everyone in that room to take off their hats. Just for a second, I'm trying to see something. And I also want y'all to line up, and I want to see how tall everybody is. Just for my anthropological research, you feel me? Yeah, that's what I thought. You know what's so ironic? That men will say this. Yeah, you get pregnant a bunch of times, your value goes down, but mine goes up. First of all, show me the receipt. Run them to me, ho. I want to see a first and last name of all these women you're allegedly impregnating. But in what universe where a man impregnates a bunch of women, deserts them, doesn't raise them, doesn't pay for them? In what world is that man a king? Where? And to that same point, aren't y'all the same people who say fatherless behavior? Which one of you dingbats came up with that one? Come forward. Step forward, please. So y'all will allegedly impregnate people, desert them, and then later on be like, where's your dad? You pick a side, ho. You gotta pick one or the other. Either way, though, you're damaged goods. Because if you really think about it, like use those two brain cells, really rub them together. When you get to the center of that shrubbery maze, who's at fault for every single thing misogynists complain about? Men. Every problem that misogynists have is the fault of a man. Crazy, huh? I've said it once, but I'll say it again. This podcast, bro. And every man who watches this and likes it, go to therapy, dog. Bye.
There's a reason why men and women don't compete with each other in sports, and that's simply because men are built stronger, better.
Okay. I'll spare y'all the absolute torture of having to watch that whole thing. But in a nutshell, this man says that all female athletes are inferior to men. Men in general, not male athletes, men in general. Because man's strong, women not strong. But first off, that hairline, I mean, it's real hat on a hat, isn't it? Doesn't shock me that you feel this way, but that's besides the point. The greatest irony of dudes who say this, talking out that sphincter like this guy, and truly believe this, 100% of the time, all the time, these men are unathletic as like, you're including yourself in the people that are better than Venus and Serena Williams? Word? Like, you too? That's a bold statement to make. Because, see, you couldn't even make varsity in high school, and you think you're qualified to criticize professional female athletes? Poor K. These are the same dudes who think because you memorize all the stats, that somehow gives you the right to talk down on professional athletes. Ill. Clearly, you don't hear this enough, so I'll be the one to break it to you, buddy. You are aggressively mediocre in every way, but especially when it comes to athleticism. Being a professional athlete was never in the cards for you. You never could have made it because you don't have it. And these are the same guys who, when their favorite professional sports team, I see you like the Cardinals, when they watch them play baseball, for example, and they lose, like let's say they lost a really important game, they go, see, this is what we have to do. Like as a team, this is what we have to do. Who's we? That we don't include you. That's right. You are not on the team. You playing fantasy baseball every year doesn't mean you have the chops to be a professional athlete. That includes professional female athletes. They get paid. They make a living off being the best at a sport. And you work at H&R Block. Where do you get off, buddy? Where does the confidence come from? Because it is unwarranted and unearned. But you know what? Don't feel too bad. You know why? Because there is only one Serena and Venus Williams, but we always need more car salesmen.
And I miss my lover.
Who's complaining Plan B doesn't work if you're over 180 pounds? If you're over 180 pounds, they're already...
I mean, first off, such a good joke, brother. Got him. I couldn't help but notice you also tagged me yourself and pinned your own comment in your video once people saw it. And that sounds really brave and confident. I would advise you to hold on to that energy because you're gonna need it. I'm so curious, where did you get this joke from? Because I know for a fact you didn't come up with it on your own because you used the wrong form of your twice and you look like someone who gets their news from Facebook, so I know the brain cells are on 2, mama. Also, you're a car guy, right? One who never shows any videos of his own face. I'm so curious, like, who is the man behind this fire joke? God, I wish I could have seen what you... Oh, I found it. I found what you look like. Shall we? Ah, bye. Bro, there's no way, dog. Where are you going in this fit, by the way? Where could you like, I'm just trying to figure it out, and the vibes are all over the place, mama. Because it's giving me 2010 Homecoming, but also Olive Garden, so. Yeah, see, this is the definition of not minding your own business, isn't it? You know? But hey, you got him. Truck guy. My tires on my truck cost more than my actual truck, but fat. Bro, this is exactly why men like you should stay in their lane. Do you know what? I'd be a hater too if I look like the boss baby all grown up. Nah. Bro. Hey, buddy. Hope you had fun. Bye.
Wait, come in and make sad. And you know we can't talk if you went.
Now, I'm no teacher, but I'm pretty sure the definition of that is whore.
God. Good one. You're right. You are definitely not a teacher, but you could be a lima bean. Why is your head shaped like that? Jesus. You got a lot on your mind or what? The men who say this don't even crest 80K a year. What are you worried about? And even if she was a hoe, she's not your hoe. What are you worried about? The dudes who say this are always broke and complaining about women after their fictional money. Sounds like you're hating from outside the club. Also a nose ring at your fossil age? Okay. Also, you look like the main baby from Cocomelon. Oh, bye. Look, I drew a beard too.
Girls out here today be wearing Carhartts like they blue collar or something. Listen, laying pipe and taking pipe are two different things, Stephanie.
If you do nothing else today, please go scroll through this guy's account. I have never seen a clearer depiction of a boomer going on Facebook, seeing memes, then coming on here and recording them as if they're original jokes and or thoughts. And the best part is like the old guy. So when he records TikToks, it takes him like 5 seconds to start talking. So it looks like this. Girls today. Also, by the looks of it, you were born when Pangea was still a thing. Why are you talking about girls today? Leave those jokes in the past, like that hairline.
Bet you've been a fan of me. See me in your fantasies. Everything I got working for me. So eat that, peep that. I'm the one to beat, yeah. I'm the one to beat, yeah. I'm the one to beat, yeah.
If my wife lets herself go after I have kids with her, if I'm going to tell her once, if you don't get together, I still want to be sexually attracted.
Dude. What did I say about podcasts? Ban all men from being able to buy microphones, dude. An infestation of dudes trying to start podcasts. And this is the y'all say? This is the opinion that everyone needs to hear? Whose mom's living room are you filming this in? Dude, I bet you if you turn the camera, there's like a Saturdays are for the boys flag right behind you. And then if you pan again, there's an altar with Tom Brady at the top. What a load of hot garbo, dude. And I saw your follow-up before you try and go there. You shouldn't even have made that. You should have just left the video instead of trying to pretend like, oh, now that we got your attention. You mean after you got ratioed? Oh no, everyone found out I'm horrible. Oh. You guys are so willfully stupid and it just, you know what I'm saying? I can't understand. You want to go viral, but you don't want to go viral for being awful, even though you are awful. Like, back to the fire take. No fatties. After you push a human out of your this big vagina, I want you to stay skinny, you fat. Word? Okay. I see your I fucking hate fat people argument, and I raise you, you can't go bald. Deal? If you're all about women staying hot after they give birth to a human, then you can't go bald. Those are the terms and conditions we're agreeing with, yeah? But I'm gonna tell you what, player. Based off your genetics, it's not looking too hot. She's gone, baby. Let her go. Power bald. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna tell your wife that she needs to stay in shape. No fatties. Make sure you do woman chores. And you rocking the McDonald's arches? No. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You built like every Tim Burton character ever. Your hairline's so far back, it looks like you pushed it behind your ears, dog. Listen up, pal. Fuck your podcast and f this video. Bye. Hey. All right, the funniest thing happened yesterday. We've gone over several times how the men are starting to lose it, bro. They basically have started to antagonize me themselves or purposely try to get stitched by me because they think that it will help their engagement. That's a bad move, bruv. But that's just my 2 cents, you know what I mean? Do with that what you will. And I've had men tweet me, tag me, personally DM me their own video, pin comments, tag me in their comments, blah, blah, blah. All of which is extremely humiliating for you. But yesterday, someone went ahead and topped it. Because they didn't just do it on social media. They emailed me. They emailed my team, my agent. When I tell you that this made me scream laugh. Funny how you wouldn't stitch me when all your followers tagged me. Afraid of getting embarrassed, I guess. It's giving ugliest girl on the softball team. Bro. There's so much to unpack here, dog. First off, it's unclear what you mean. Are you talking about tagged you or tagged me? Second, why are you using so many ellipses? The grammar's on -2 billion, and it's giving me pink eye, to be honest. Get it together. Next, ugliest girl on the softball team? Ouch. And racially charged, low-key. But the part that truly made me laugh, who the f*** is this? Bro, you're talking to me like I should know who you are, and I don't. I get tagged in thousands of videos a day. A f***ing day, bitch. I know you can't relate to that. I'm sure that engagement's on booty, huh? Like, this is what y'all doing? Y'all sending me a formal request? Here's the thing. If y'all are gonna start placing orders like this, then I'm gonna need you to email me again, and I'll have my agent send you rates, ho. But I'll tell you something right now, Mikey, can I talk to you, brother? You can't afford me. Hey, thanks for the CC though, you know what I'm saying? I'll keep an eye out for your video, but when I find it, might I suggest you install a bidet? Cause I'm gonna rip you a new sphincter if I do. Bye! So good. Got him, bro. The irony of this being that you for sure don't have a but that's besides the point. This is my impression of what I think dudes like this think happens when they post. Straight facts, no printer. This is my impression of what they think women do. Neither of which happened. Instead, you got me. The most embarrassing part about this video to me, you were sucking your lips in the whole time. When you push them out, they look the same. No lips, no opinion. Arthur Christmas head out.
Yo, if you got a 1% guy, hold on to him. If he other bitch, it's fine. He's gonna come home to you. That's all that matters. So, I'll just say this one last thing. I would try to work it out with him, man. If I was the girl.
First things first, because we got a lot to cover. Am I sick of talking about this balding ass? Yes. But has this video and all the ones with Brittany Renner gotten sent to me a million times? Also, yes. I saw her read him the house down, loved it, couldn't get enough of it, injected directly into my veins, bitch. But I want to focus specifically on what he's saying right here. Everything he's talking about is stupid, and I will explain why. He's describing a situation in which you're in an adulterous relationship with somebody who does not respect you and other people behind your back, but you should stay with them and try to work it out. Why is that? Why specifically should she stay with this one person even though they're cheating constantly? Money, right? Okay, that's what I thought. So now my question is, why is it that when you say this and you explain that he comes home to you, you should just try to work it out. That's okay, and women should have to stomach that. But when women specifically date for money or try to date 1%ers, famous people, rappers, athletes, actors, you name it, all of a sudden she's a gold-digging whore. Interesting. Because when someone stays with somebody, even though they're constantly cheating on them for money, it's transactional. They're both getting something out of it. Encouraging only women to stay in abusive relationships like that, calls coming from inside the house, but that's besides the point. The main issue I have with this is that this mentality is adopted by who work at AutoZone. Men who have zero going for them. They have no fame, they have no money, and yet they want the same privileges as someone who has those things. So they expect women to be doormats because at least I'm coming home to you. So you're saying that instead of money and fame, what I get in return is discounts at Dairy Queen and to smell your ball cheese? No. That's the main issue. You can talk all day and night about the privileges 1%er men get, but at the end of the day, you're not one of them. These are not your crosses to bear. You feel me? And again, further proof that you can never reason with like this. They have no interest in changing or having an educational conversation. They just want to keep balding and being short. That's why I tell them to eat. Bye.
This is exactly what you do when you go over and she's playing games. Ready? Begin scene. What you mean? You really not gonna let me hit? You for real? All right.
So commit a crime? God, why didn't I think of that? The absolute mental gymnastics you have to do to justify this creepy tip as anything else other than sexual coercion and assault. Does your 5'6" back hurt, bitch? The reach? Disgusting. Broadcasting to the world how you have to trick women into sleeping with you isn't a flex. It makes you a predator. And I saw your follow-up videos too. What's sexual coercion? Someone explain it to me. Google's free. This is the first thing that comes up. The next one is it a crime? And the answer to that is also yes. Can you believe it? But I also saw that you're a really big fan of R. Kelly, so this kind of checks out, doesn't it? If you wanted to show off your too far apart nipples, you could have just stood shirtless in front of the camera. Not taught everyone how you commit sexual crimes. What a really weird way to kick off your non-existent rap career that no one gives a about. And let's get something else really clear, because I saw you fighting with people in the comments saying, I just want to leave and I'm the bad guy because of that. It's not that you want to leave, because quite frankly, this whole facade you're putting on shows that you don't actually want to leave. You're pretending to leave to get her to have sex with you, which is assault. And I'm gonna end on a light note because quite frankly, you disgust me. I saw another video of yours saying that people get your height wrong all the time. They say you're 5'10", but you're actually 6'3". Where? And heels, maybe. It's always pint-sized dudes like this that want to give out dating tips. But the only tip you should be giving out is how to ruin your rap career before it's even started. I say this with every fiber of my being. Rot in hell. Bye.
Talk about something y'all like. Stop talking about me. Since y'all hate so much, the way broke coming for me, know it gotta be free. But I get paid when I show up. Press, stress, obsessed, I got 'em. Everything I do, keep another talking. Watching my back, cause these dudes be stalking. Watching my plate, got these broke hoes starving. Damn, you hoes hate me. Ride so hard having babies. Yeah, so stop it. Making everything but a deposit, yeah.
I have a very serious question to ask everybody. If you are fat, why? Follow me if you're violently.
Okay. I mean, first off, is someone holding you hostage? Why are you struggling so hard to say those 3 sentences? You're 19, right? So you should have done like basic schooling. Words are hard though, brother. I feel you. I hate fat people, but I'm also a idiot. Also, I am a little confused because you seem really concerned about other people's bodies, but you're not concerned about the skin? Why? Crunch bars are for eating, not for wearing on your forehead, that's 1. Wash your face before you come for others, that's 2. Next, I peeped the Instagram, and I couldn't help but notice that your legs aren't in any of these pics. Why is that? Show me the calves. I want to see something. That's also a 5'6" body if I've ever seen one. And your nips are sagging hardcore. Gyno, huh? Bummer. I mean, if you want to show off that someone's been suckling at your teats for 20 hours a day, by all means, I mean, do what you gotta do. I just wouldn't make fun of fat people at the same time. You know what I mean? Those two things can't coexist. And last, but certainly not least, you look like Nick from Big Mouth. Oh, bye. Bro. I mean, he's got better skin, but you feel me. You catch the vibes. Both got moon faces though, huh? That takes up the whole screen. Anyways, sick video. Yuck. First off, not worth the extra body. This is an interesting take because everybody is a blessing to any man, literally ever. Y'all literally jerk it yourselves. You're telling me that having another person physically present can somehow be bad? What's it feel like to lie so openly? Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, I know why you filmed this and why you chose that angle. I just wish that you stuffed the pants a little bit less obviously. Cause you look like this. God. Ugh, I hate having so much sex with women. So much sex with women. God. Dude, bye.
Hey, if you got they or them, they, them in your bio, or she, her. Dude, that's what I was gonna. That's what I.
No wait. I'm literally crying. This is the this is the I see. Quick question. Did y'all get off your shift at the smoke shop and then go film this? And y'all are dressed like the little rascals. But the worst part, you said you hate pronouns, right? For whatever reason. Word, so do you also hate the dentist? Talk about a jump scare. This made me cry laughing. Because these are the dudes who think they're in any position to talk shit on women. And non-binary people. Them swinging saloon doors, those teeth. They are missing. You're missing vital teeth. And you think that you have the right to judge others. This is exactly why I say don't take serious when these men try to talk about you. Because it's always dudes who look like that. Someone who can whistle without pursing their lips.
I'm tired of getting on TikTok and seeing all these sluts with makeup, lashes, showing their cleavage, showing their. You're a hoe. You're a social media hoe.
Okay. Why don't you tell us how you really feel? Feel like you held back just a tiny bit, huh? Nice eyebrows, by the way. Real quick, off the dome, have you ever heard of chapstick? That will help a lot with having to lick your lips a million times. That will help, I promise. Anyways, back to the fire message. What? I have a question. This is very serious. Please answer me if you can. When will men like yourself stop broadcasting to the world that they get no play? When will it end? When does it stop? Because y'all are on a rampage. You are insistent. You are badgering us with your involuntary abstinence constantly. Aren't you tired? You look exhausted. You look down bad, to be honest. And to your other point, that's the only reason people follow you. Titties and ass. What's my excuse then? Quickly. Not only that, but no one's holding a gun to your head and forcing you to watch that. You are consuming it for free. And by doing so, you're padding her bank account. Look in the mirror. You have a problem? Take it up with him. Y'all are just constantly worried about how women are eating and you don't even have a seat at the table. You don't have a plate. You don't even know where the restaurant is. God, I can't even imagine. And last, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, oh, bye. Why are you built like that? Dog, them ears, the Himalayas, why are they so pointy? You get the NFL package with them hoes. Keebler elf type beat, huh? Nice. But hey man, I wish you luck in trying to find. But with that attitude and dunce caps for ears, I wouldn't hold my breath. Bye. You know, I wasn't gonna do this one initially, and let me tell you why. Does this joke look familiar.
Here lately, let's see what's behind this door. Yeah, let's see what's behind this door. No.
God, what a coincidence. You know what you all have in common though? A fucked up hairline and the same joke. Singular. But you know what? That's besides the point. Cause I also saw this. Better watch out. The girl's calling for their troll to come get you, bro. Trolls will be trolls. LOL. Is what it is. They sure will, brother. Good luck. I find it so incredibly odd when men make jokes like this, because you're leaving out the biggest one of all. You're paying for Tinder. You're paying currency to get roasted in a group chat with a bunch of hot girls. Do what you gotta do, but that's weird. That's one. Two, specifically when it comes to you, you're making fun of fat women. And I find that interesting. Why, you may ask? You own a mirror, right? Cause, I've never seen a hairline so that you have hat hair forever. Your head looks like when you drop a lollipop on the ground and you pick it up and it has a bunch of hair on it. Not enough though. That's the important part. God, dude, you need to go to an eye doctor. You are in clearly no position to be making fun of what other people look like. Also, you look like the San Diego Padres old mascot. Oh, bye. That Friar Tuck type beat, huh? Get back to the convent, you balding hoe. Oh my God. Dude. It's very rare that I go on these dudes' profiles and I laugh really hard. This guy, highly recommend. Please go look at his videos, because he's not only a bigot, he's a anti-vaxxer too. Which makes sense based off of what he looks like. But look at this video, y'all. When I tell y'all that made Billy and I laugh so hard, bro. How your highlight reel of yourself lame. He looks like every Enterprise rental car worker. A Dick's Sporting Goods type beat. Also, I can't explain it, but you look like this to me. Bye. Hey. Do y'all want to hear something really weird? So, obviously, like, when I talk about getting hate all the time, I always get people being like, yo, yeah, I bet you it does bother you. If the hate comments got to me, I would have bowed out a long time ago, huh? But that's neither here nor there. I guess what I want to say to the men who always try to, like, make me feel some type of way, what else do you got? What else do you have in the arsenal besides fat and ugly? Anything else? Would you perhaps like to add anything to that? No? Just fat and ugly. Got it. See, the difference between me constantly calling out your up hairline and you calling me a fat is that one of us cares very much about what the other person says. And I'll give you a hint. That person is also short. Hey! Let's talk about something else that makes me tee-hee giggle. So obviously, as we all know, I get a lot of hate stitches, blah, 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 blah. Which, by the way, when you stitch me and you go, turn your stitches on, turn your duets on, no. Where in my content makes you believe that I'm trying to make your life easier? No. That's one. Two, for some reason, y'all have been choosing to hate stitch my sponsored content. Why you pick those? I don't know, but I am truly grateful. Because I made several racks off my video, and you're being a goofy for free. Can't relate, but thanks, I make more when they do better. And when you stitch my non-sponsored content, I also make money off that, so lose-lose for you, win-win for me, you know? To be quite honest with you, I hope they never put the pieces together, because this is my favorite puzzle. Hey, do y'all want to hear something else so funny? Like, it truly kindles so much joy in my heart. Marie Kondo, you feel me? So when the dudes who hate me be making stitches of me, right? Like, all they do is attack my looks, talk about how awful I am. Blah, 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 blah. Fat, ugly, single. Yeah, those dudes. Yeah, bring that half-cord hairline, bring it close, because I have some bad news for you. I need you to do me a favor for just 1 second. I need you to close your eyes and picture the girl of your dreams. The girl that's on Instagram that if you had her, the world would make sense. God, if I could have her, everyone would be jealous of me. She is my dream. Oh my, you got her? You got her in here? Yeah, she follows me. Yep. I'm collecting them all. Clean sweep. They all are in my DMs, telling me how much they love me and where the are you. So in the words of your simp god Drake, the girl of your dreams to me is really not a challenge. Hey! So do y'all want to hear something funny? So we've already gone over multiple times how the men have lost their marbles. And they almost intentionally stitch me or try to like antagonize me in order to get a stitch from me. Because since the brain is small, they think that that will drive up followers and engagement. It doesn't, spoiler alert. Because if that were the case, don't you think every dude I've stitched by now would have been like in the millions? They're not. But you know who is? Me. But the funny part is that it's the same dudes. They like check in with me quarterly, make a bigoted, horrible video about me, which essentially translates to, please stitch me, please, 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 oh please, please. No. And edging them like that fills my heart with joy. But you know what, bro? If my engagement looked like yours, I'd come after me too.
It was a model, a female model, right?
Yeah.
And she's overweight. You know what I'm talking about? Like lingerie models and stuff.
Oh, like,
have you seen them?
Everybody's beautiful type.
Yeah. I don't want to offend anyone.
Too late. Too late, buddy, because I found you. And I want to say this. If you have to preface something with, I don't want to offend anyone, then chances are you should shut up. I do have a very serious question, though, for everyone. What is in the water in Australia? These Australian men are horrid. I be checking in on them like almost quarterly. Every 3 to 6 months, I gotta check back into that Australian gym bro community and up to keep them on their toes because they are losing their minds over there. That's besides the point, though. I'm gonna focus on the dude talking the most. First off, nice haircut. Real Frankenstein type head, huh? That haircut looks straight out of Bert and Ernie. Nice. But I do have a question for you, pal. What do you think makes you qualified to speak on women's bodies? Huh? Besides the obsession. Because as far as I can tell, you're not a medical professional. You're not a healthcare professional. You're not even a licensed trainer. You just wear a lot of Gymshark and have those nipples out constantly. And you called someone diabetic? Can you even spell the word diabetic? I'm just so curious. At what point are gym bros gonna understand that no one gives a flying hot wet monkey's what you have to say? I really hope that my suggestion to ban men from being able to buy microphones and speak into, make that ban extend across the ocean. Make sure it goes down under. You feel me? Because just because you have thoughts doesn't mean people want to hear them. And last, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention nice calves, buddy. Tiny little Barbie feet too. Oof. Old Nigel from Rio had ooh, oof. I've said it once and I'll say it again. F your podcast, bro. It sucks. Bye.
That's fine, but I shouldn't get on when I say I'm not attracted to fat girls and I will not date a fat girl.
I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. First of all, the joke in that girl's video, right? Absolutely soared right over that soon-to-be receding hairline, huh, buddy? Did you listen to the lyrics of the song? I'll give you a summary, because words are hard, I know. First guy, pee-pee. Second guy, pee-pee. Good. She never once said anything about look preferences, but I'll let you in on a little trade secret. When women say this, it has nothing to do with what you look like, and it has everything to do with the fact that your personality is insufferable. It is solely comprised of eating chicken and rice and sucking the fart out of Joe Rogan's ass. And that's why women don't like you. The fact that y'all haven't put those pieces together yet, bonkers. It's the very essence of you. You are intolerable to be around, and I'll tell you what, no amount of creatine is gonna fix that. No one gives a f who you want to date. The issue lies in the fact that fat women will just be existing like this. And gym bros come in like, hey, just so you know, I would never date you. I would never date you in a million years. You disgust me because you're fat. So I would never date you. In case you were wondering, I would never date you. Okay, well, that's fine, because I don't really like short guys. You know what? You're a because I can't control that. I can't control that. Ew. Also, the fact that you're for sure 5'3", real hat on a hat. You know what I mean? But yeah, you got him. Fat women. Bye. Do y'all want to hear something I find absolutely hilarious? I get this comment a lot. Do y'all want to guess from primarily who? The men. This may shock you, but the men I make fun of don't find me very funny. Someone alert the press. Call TMZ. No, you don't find me funny. You're the butt of my joke. The joke comes at your expense. Hello? But that's besides the point. This whole, she always laughs at her own jokes. Of course I do. I'm hilarious. Maybe you can't relate. So by this logic, you don't laugh at your own jokes? So not even your own brain finds you funny? Oof. The irony, though, is the dudes who say this are the same dudes who fire off a fat joke, then start performing stand-up the next day. Because that's what comedy needs. More men.
Those feminists, those feminism cult, you guys ruin it for the rest of the females out there. That's why I laugh in your face, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna start this off real quick. I'm really glad to hear you're a fan of people laughing in other people's faces. Buckle up. First of all, I just want to say right out the gate once again, I hate doing it to my own. I hate to do it, but you know what? I knew from the second I saw that face, I knew you were someone. Facial features aside, them peepers, them jeepers creepers peepers, tell me all I need to know. Gotta fight. The irony, though, is this video got sent to me on many different platforms. You thought you could post this on another one and I wouldn't find you? Rookie mistake. Now let's get into this fire content, you feel me? First of all, feminist cult, at me next time. I mean, you using the term females over and over again kind of aired your own shit out, but I digress. Your borderline illiterate speech on how you hate feminists because they didn't create anything. I'm gonna humor you for just a sec. Let's just go ahead and say that men created everything in the world. The cars, the internet, the phone. Because I've heard this argument before. Let's just go ahead and say they created everything. That's not true, but I'm gonna humor you for a second. They created the cars and the phone. The irony of you complaining about men. Irony is too big of a word. They don't say that word, but you get my vibes. You get what I'm saying. They say the same every time. So I just have one question to combat every dog shit thing you just said. Are you one of those men? Are you one of those men that created things that make society work? Are you one of them? No, right? Turns out we're both useless then, huh? And I'll do you one better. Who gave birth to those men? Interesting, huh? Makes the two brain cells work hard, huh? But speaking of giving birth, owai lo ukina, owai lo ukama, mangaya. And last, I'm really interested to see what's under that hat.
So let me get this straight. You want to make fun of this dude for looking fat upside down. When she looks like an upside down Dorito, people are like, oh, live your life, girl.
Can I be honest with you, bro, for just a second? Honesty time. Let's exchange truths, right? I wasn't gonna do your video because, to be frank, your engagement, it's quite literally not worth the dirt on the bottom of my shoe. alone Lizzo's time, you feel me? But then I saw you post this.
Bro, this girl does nothing for society but hate on men. And then if it wasn't for the snowflake.
You then go on to say how no one will ever remember me in 10 years, which is rich coming from you. I mean, they have a hall of fame for dudes who work on the power lines, right? And then you also go on to say how you're so not afraid of me. I'm so not afraid of her. I'm not afraid of her at all. Me? Not me. I'm not afraid of her. I was in the Marines. I've never met a person that was so not afraid that felt compelled to tell everyone how not afraid they are. Let's find out though, huh, brother? Your joke is trash for multiple reasons. The most prominent one being you ripped this joke from somebody else's fatphobic video, huh? Shall we?
So let me get this straight. So we're fat shaming 50 Cent, but we're proud of Lizzo for being confident about her.
Not even in your fat phobia can y'all be original. Oof, you know? Both of you dingbats saying this implies that Lizzo has never had to deal with any kind of backlash for just existing as a fat person on the internet, which is so odd. Shall we take a look? Oh, well, okay. Well, you know, maybe there's just, oh, there's more. You know what? It's fine. And the cruelest irony is that the majority of the people making these fat jokes on the internet about 50 Cent were all men. Crazy, huh? It's almost as if y'all don't really give a about fat shaming. You just hate fat women. She wasn't even in the conversation and y'all found a way to bring her in. Because not only do you hate yourself, you're balding. Oh, good. Bye, bitch. A pineapple type beat, huh? Trolls doll energy, huh? And you know what though? I'm really glad that your video about me got 2 likes. Hey! Do y'all want to hear something that just... Oh, it really activates my fight or fight, to be honest. Every single time it rubs me the wrong way, no matter what. It is a very rare occasion, a shooting star, if you will, where I have to drag my Samoan brethren, my Samoan men. I don't take pleasure in having to drag the Usos, but sometimes 'tis necessary, you feel me? And every single time, without fail, when I make a video about a Samoan dude, there is always whites in my comment section saying some like this. Actually, everything you said was facts, but actually, he's Tongan. Actually, he's Maori, but everything else you said was right. No. What are the odds you know and I don't? Pretty low, huh, babe? Considering I'm Samoan. I swear to God, non-Samoan women who only and exclusively date Samoan men all of a sudden become Jane Goodall of Polynesian people. All of a sudden you're an expert, huh? Because you've been studying us as a species for however long. Just because you're Samoan adjacent does not mean you're Samoan. That's a fact. And as a Samoan person, I'd consider myself an expert. Let's be real. Until you yourself are 5'8" at 11 years old, or can run a 4.5 40-yard dash when you're 6'4" and 295 pounds, you're not Samoan. I'm sure your kids are cute though, but I don't really give a having them doesn't make you Samoan. You can be associated with our culture without bearing the cross, you feel me? You don't need to be the poster child for us. We're good, okay? Okay, thanks, bye! Not you proving my point with this comment. Girly, did you watch my whole video? Just because you grew up next door to them, you went to school with them, doesn't make you one of them. That's kind of the whole point of what I said. And it's never white guys, it's only white women, because I only roast men. With me? Also, here's a fun fact for you. Do you know why there's a lot of white people in New Zealand? I'll give you a hint. It starts with a call and ends with an inization. I swear to God, y'all eat taro-flavored pinkberry and lose your minds. You were Lilo and Stitch for Halloween one year with your boyfriend and went off the rails. Since you're so well versed in the difference, can you speak Samoan? If so, go ahead and translate Aikai for me, will ya? Thanks. Faftai telelava, Uso.
A woman claims that this relationship is a happy relationship, yet while in said relationship, she's actively posting photos of herself online that are provocative in nature, like pictures at the gym of her in tight yoga pants and tight shirts.
This video is a real art piece. First off, I just want to say that very large picture of a lion that you have so prominently displayed in your living room, that is so f***ing sick, dude. As a man who's easily in his mid-40s, nothing cooler. Well, not a cooler decor piece alive, to be honest. That's one. Two, you look like every car salesman literally ever. I swear to God, Toyota dealerships just be turning y'all out, huh? Cloning y'all. Personally, my favorite time of year is Christmas. Is yours Toyota-thon? You look like a real big UFC gym guy. Is that the gym you frequent? I bet money it is. Now onto the garbage take. A man who's easily near retirement age has medieval knight's armor tattooed on his 5'6" body, talking about how you should control what your woman posts on her own social media. It's real on the nose. You feel me? 'Tis not shocking in the slightest that you blew up a 24x36 print of a animal that comes from a predominantly matriarchal species. So I don't think brain power is really one of your strong suits. And last, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that dome piece you got on you, buddy. I could tell the future in that. Have you thought about Halloween costumes? Because I would lean towards Megamind if I were you. In summation, worry about securing that old folks home in Key West and stop trying to solicit this garbage advice. Thanks. Bye.
What if, I want you to think about, what if men treated women the exact same way women treated men? What if men held women accountable for...
Y'all, this one near left me speechless. Because the brain power, or lack thereof, I should be saying, astounding. Nothing you're saying makes any sense whatsoever. I will elaborate why. You're saying, what if men treated women the same way women treat men? I'm assuming you mean like, correct? This whole men ain't ideology that y'all hate. You know why misogynists hate men ain't? You know why they hate that? Because that means they have to be nice, and that is too big of an ask. This is going to shock you, rock your world even, but men already treat women like Can you believe it? Women only in the last century got like rights. Women don't even have full bodily autonomy today. And you think men aren't mean to women? Were you born a hour ago? Is this your first day on earth? Women got the right to like own property and a vehicle and a bank account without needing a husband. They got the right to go to work and vote, and the men are like, what else do you want? Anything else, you selfish? You guys are just... Now it turns out you have to be nice to keep women around. The entitlement! Women are so entitled. And last, I want to touch on this protection fallacy y'all spew all the time. She has to earn protection, which is telling, first of all. Second of all, protection from what? Not wild animals, right? Because we're no longer cavemen. So who are you protecting women from? Other men, perhaps? Turns out you're the root of all evil, huh? And let me give you another think piece since you like to speak philosophically. Grown men can't even get on this app and get made fun of by me, a mere woman, without out. Y'all can't even handle getting your feelings hurt. Protect these nuts. And last, put a shirt on. I can't take someone seriously whose titties are out on display for the looks of other women. I guess my first initial thoughts, how sick in the head do you have to be to use something as traumatic and horrible as what's going on with the Ukraine right now to like dog out women. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Are you good, dude? You're gonna make this a woman's rights issue? Dude, you guys will just say anything. You will say anything. You will pull the most random shit right out of your just so you can justify hating women openly. God, bro, what a sad life. No wonder you're balding, dude. I'd stress out too if I was worrying that much about what women were doing. Just a quick question. Do you know when women were allowed to join the military? I'm gonna go ahead and say no since you're saying this up thing. Women weren't allowed to join the military till 1948. That's 3 years after World War II. And do you know what women were doing when you guys were off at war? Working, keeping this country moving. That's what the women were doing. And they were asking to join the armed forces and they still said no. You guys are so stupid. Like, how do you pay taxes? How do you vote when you walk around with rocks in your head? The comment section of this video is disgusting. Ask yourself this. When women tell you, I just want you to respect me and treat me like an equal, and your initial thought is, well, then I should be able to punch you in the face. You need to go to therapy. You have a problem. Turning this very real issue into something where you can make fun of women, what the f is wrong with y'all, dude? Y'all are gonna die alone, and honestly, I hope to God you do. And I hope when you do that I can dance on your grave, you balding ass. Bye! Hey! I want to talk to y'all about something I've been seeing quite frequently lately. And it's always from the gym bros, the ones that hate me the most. My biggest fans. The initial reaction to my content, other than to call me fat and ugly like you always do, is to tell me that I'm most likely single. Wrong. I've been with my man now for going on 5 years. Oh, and he still isn't married you yet? You're like 15. When you get in a grown-up relationship, you let me know and then we can talk. We could talk timelines then. But I digress. Every time they go and do their little research because they can't get enough of me, they're just truly 100% obsessed with me. They find out that my man is a professional, certified private personal trainer. And they go, what a f***ing hypocrite, because aren't you dating a gym bro? I need you to like, take those two brain cells, really rub them together, start a fire in that noggin, and ask yourself, if I make fun of gym bros, what makes you think I'd be dating one? Just because my man works in a gym does not mean he is a gym bro. Don't worry, I'll break it down for you. Fitness professionals, licensed personal trainers, professional power lifters, bodybuilders, they know who the f I'm talking about when I say a gym bro. It's someone with no licenses, no certification, no fucking medals, no trophies, just a bitch in a tank top at the gym. And you always fat shame women and make fun of fat people. That's who a gym bro is. And again, my man's not like that. You know why? Because he's better than you. So I guess what I really want you to take away from this is not only will I always look better than you, my man will too.
Get ready, it's about to get heavy. I just settled all my lawsuits. This looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without.
Argue it doesn't take as much effort as it does for a man to do the same thing, because a man has to resist the earth with gravity when he lifts weights. He has this whole diet he has to follow where he has to eat more.
Come again? You want to run that back for me one more time, buddy? He has to resist the earth with gravity? Dude, maybe I'm just a stupid woman, but what does that mean? Isaac Newton over here. What does that mean? Are you just saying he has to pick up heavy things, like weights? Is that what you mean? You speaking in haikus doesn't further prove your stupid point. And you also are talking a lot about women and fitness and men and fitness and saying it's so much harder for men, it's so much harder. But for women, all they have to do is not eat as much. I'm gonna ask you a question. I want you to be real with me. Are you a fitness professional? Do you work in fitness? I'm gonna go with no. Especially since there are like other trainers in your comments just dogging you the out, bro. Men like this just say a bunch of things in hopes that it's like smart. That it's scholarly in some way. Y'all learn the words like satirical and fallacy and just go off the rails. Just lose your marbles, bro. Nothing you said was factually or scientifically correct. It's not backed by anything other than your own prejudice towards women and their relationship to fitness. That's it. And just as a side note, I remember you. I get tagged in your videos a lot. In the very first one I ever got tagged in, you misgendered me constantly in your comment. Called me a man and said I would agree with your point. Wrong. The day I agree with a man with a podcast that is a dead ringer from Weasel from Suicide Squad is the day I eat my hat. Bye. This took me forever to find out who you really looked like, and I found him. But you know what though? Sick pod, brother. Sick pod. That's what we need. More men like you talking about things no one gives a f about. Yes! This is my impression of what I think men who write this on my videos. This is my impression of what they think other men think when they read this comment. So true, bro. So true, bro. So true. She's so mad, bro. She's so mad. Y'all are stupid. First of all, I'm not mad. Did I look mad? You know who is mad? Every man that pulls that short end of the stick when I find their videos. And let me ask you a question, player. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you got some? When's the last time? Just give me a date. A date and a time. That's what I thought. If you make jokes like this, you're not getting laid. But yeah, I'm mad.
I was like, nah, like, if I have a girlfriend and she dressed like a hoe, she ain't my girlfriend no more. She started rolling her eyes and disagreeing with me. I stood 10 toes down, like, nah, girl, if you're my girl, you're not dressing like you're available to a bunch of dudes.
Alright, first of all, absolutely zero problems with the baddie on the left, all the problems with the bozo on the right. I just had to use her video because I can't see his. You want to know why? Because it's blocked. Guess I'll never learn how to not be a simp. Oh! Now onto the story. First off, when you kick it off with, she was about an 8, maybe an 8.5. Super attractive though, but no sexual tension. I have a question for you right out the gate. Do those glasses work? Or are they just for show? Like, do they actually have a prescription? Because if not, you need to go to the eye doctor. But that's just a classic manipulation tactic used by men to make you feel inferior, that's one. But more importantly, you go through this whole story like you got her. You got her. You got her. Take that. I'm gonna simp. And the story ends with her ditching you. Dude. In what universe is that like a flex? Dog, that is so humiliating. Why are you telling people this story? Oh my god. Is this like a hot tip? Be awful. Listen, bros, be awful. And then she's gonna ditch you on your date. Follow and subscribe for more tips. What the fuck? You like started it and let it like you had some kind of like gotcha moment. She said, yeah, let's meet at the pier. And then was like, bye. You got, dude. Like, men who believe in this, one, get no clearly, and two, are delusional. The fact that you thought you getting ditched, left in the dust is an opportunity to give tips. I mean, if anything, you're right. You will never have to worry about simping because no one is ever gonna want to be with you. So I guess you're doing a good job, buddy. Good luck to you, brother. Wishing you all the luck. Defund simping, yes.
Or sexual partners that a woman has had, the higher the incidence of divorce, the higher the incidence of marital dissatisfaction, the higher the incidence of infidelity. I've got the stats to prove that.
So I've been sick with the flu for 3 days. So I'm gonna make this quick. First off, you look like every middle school band teacher ever. You look like you make your own trail mix. Do you wear Tevas? You seem like you would. You look like the dude who's digging through the trash at the beach all the time. Sick necklace. So cool. Everything you're saying is dog for multiple reasons. The first being that there is no statistics backing up anything you're saying. That's not backed by science. That's backed by your prejudice. The irony is that every time men complain about women sleeping with a lot of men, they're never one of the men. So you're really just hating from outside the club. You actually didn't provide any stats, but you were talking all that about pair bonding in the comments. And pair bonding really has nothing to do with all the shit you said in this video. Basically, pair bonding is a strong affinity that develops between couples that mate. But I read this study on human pair bonding. It talks about how it's not biologically feasible, human pair bonding, but recent studies have shown that women choosing which man to mate with played a crucial role in human evolution. And they only chose men that could provide for them, which led to an increased emphasis on provisioning males over male competition. So to translate, for your dumb men had to prove they were worth for women to choose them. And now, fast forward all these years later, we're no longer Neanderthal. Women can provide for themselves. So you gotta do a whole lot more than just have a greasy ponytail and talk into a mic. I swear to God, y'all read one Reddit thread from Kevin Samuel and suddenly you're a human biologist. Your podcast, Grandpa, it sucks. Get back to the old folks' home, you balding bitch.
These kinds of men get roid, eat bland chicken 9 times a day. These pets,
This so sick, bro. Ooh, this is so sick. Oh, you wanted attention, I'll give it to you. Because I think this is like the 3rd video you've made about me. You know, for gym bros that allegedly hate me so much, y'all really be sucking the fart out of my ass, just right out. I just have a quick question because I'm confused. When I'm describing someone with that physique, what in the makes you think I'm talking about you, bitch? Old crunch fitness. Can I give you some tips though, brother? Using my face for clickbait doesn't really work when your engagement's that's 1. 2, a good cleanser and exfoliant will clear that acne right up, which I think you should spend more time on instead of making fan edits of me. And last, this is you, right? Dangling feet, 5'6", bye. What did I tell y'all about the gym bros, man? They just be ooh to me constantly. They cannot help it. Honestly, I think it's like an itch that they have to scratch. You feel me? First of all, you know what this is code for? I want to treat you like shit, and someone else is on this app telling you that you deserve better, and I don't like that. That's what that's code for. You want women to eat sandwiches for men for ever. And you know what else is like so wild? The dudes who sit on this high horse and say this shit about me. What are you doing to combat misogyny on this app? What are you doing to make change in any way, shape, or form? Are you holding men accountable? Are you doing it the proper way? The educational way? Or are you just filming your back when you do pull-ups? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Y'all don't have a problem with shit until I came on the scene. All of a sudden, I got y'all in a tizzy. You know what I'm saying? And you know why? Because men like yourself have been unchecked for hundreds of thousands of years. And now, there's a new sheriff in town. And I'm not the only one doing it. I have empowered many, many, many different people to never eat your shit again. And y'all don't like that. Let's just call it what it is, bro. I saw you fighting for your life though in these comments, saying that she literally said that she doesn't want to change people. I surely don't. The irony is the mentality that you're operating from is a victim mentality. You love to attack women for. But I didn't know. How am I supposed to learn? Let me get this straight. You can take out a credit card, you could pull out a mortgage, but you don't know how to not get on this app and not be a bigot? Eat my bro. Something that y'all will just never seem to piece together is that my relationship to misogynists on this app is symbiotic. Don't worry, I'll give you a definition. That means one of us cannot exist without the other. So if you stop, I'm gonna have to, but you won't because you're the f***ing worst. So game on. And last, I want you to hear me when I say this. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. And I'm a tangible consequence. You do well to remember that. Bye.
This is not healthy.
And here's why. Heart disease is a leading cause of death in the United States and
Add this to the list, you know what I mean? Add this to my long list of gym bros that grow up skinny and then start eating a little bit of boiled chicken and then turn into a doctor. All of a sudden their credentials are given to them. 20 years of schooling. I'm just gonna download MyFitnessPal and go off the rails. Are you a doctor by chance? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. You're just a bitch with a stupid haircut. But since you're so well versed, do you know what one of the leading causes of heart disease is? Huh? Smoking. That's one of the leading causes of heart disease. Do you know if any of these women smoke? I know one of them doesn't. Once again, no, because you don't know them and you're not a doctor. These men are exhausting. You're exhausting. Do you have a job? Do you have a day job? Do you have anything else going on in here besides obsessing over people that don't bother you? It must be a lonely life, bro. I have never in my life watched other people be happy and be like, that disgusts me. What is wrong with you? And I know what you're gonna say. This is glorifying obesity. Literally how? How? You know bigger people exist in the world, right? You know that, right? And some of them, it's not their fault that they're bigger. Did you know that? Are you aware of that? Sometimes bigger people are just existing. Just living life. And sometimes when you're bigger, it's nice to see other people who look like you living life and being happy. For some reason, it makes men like you angry. Why is that? Go to therapy. And also, before anyone tries to bring up BMI, did you know BMI is racist? Do you know the origins of BMI? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Look that up, then come back here and shut up forever. And also, not only are you not a licensed trainer either, but you talk like the three little pigs from the Shrek movies, and nobody's gonna take you serious. Hey, eat it though. But maybe check the macros on it first, and then eat a big pile of it and choke. Bye!
How you so steady with it? They say he had your pocket swollen. You gotta show me the shit. Gotta tell you how I'm doing this shit.
Sick of seeing girls like this every time I go to the gym. Unpopular opinion, but I do not like it when girls dress in really tight clothing when they go.
Listen, man, I'm gonna start this off first by saying I can tell you're really afraid of me. I can smell it. I can smell it in those comments, and I can tell by that follow-up video. So let me just say this. Your follow-up video was talking about how this is coming from a godly perspective. Yuck. This puritanical makes no sense. Like everyone in those comments said, like the majority of them, mind your business. It's really not that hard. Men like yourself, you know, someone who puts lifts in the title of their handles, literally wear next to nothing at the gym. Men have their titties out at the gym constantly. And are any of the women bricked up looking at you? Or are they minding their business? Your follow-up video arguably made this one a lot worse because it's extremely misogynistic. And you talked about women who wear booty shorts and a white tank top with no bra. Who the wears that to the gym? Who? Run me a name. Run me a name or a picture, bitch. I don't believe you. As a who frequents the gym, there's no way. There's no way. I'll eat my hat. Minding your business costs you $0. But on top of that, what you should really focus on is how embarrassing it is to air your own out like this. You're essentially admitting that you get no played. You get zero, and that's why you can't keep it in your pants when you go to the gym. It's not women's job to make sure that you don't jerk off to them in public spaces. And maybe if you stopped airing your own out like this on the internet, you'd get some so you wouldn't be like that. Good luck to you though, and get some chapstick. Bye! When I first saw this video, it took my breath away in the worst way possible. I forgot what I was gonna say for a second, because to keep it 100 with you just for like a quick second, y'all are horrifying to look at, dude. You look like the number 11 standing next to each other like that. Y'all look like a pair of crutches. A pair of chopsticks before you rip them apart, you know what I mean? Have you ever heard of pants? You should invest. If you haven't already, I highly recommend. I do have a quick question though. What was it like being the model, if you will, for the build of every single one of Tim Burton's characters? And I looked through your page, bro. You make a lot of content. And I thought about not doing this one just cause like easy. It's too easy for me, you feel me? But if he moves his spindly body just a little bit to the right, that's a Trump flag hanging in his room. So this noodle having ass. Y'all look like you're at one of those museums where there are illusions and you stand in different corners of the room and one looks 13 feet tall and the other looks 3 feet tall. Scary. And this joke, swing and a miss. It sucked and it wasn't funny. None of your videos are, but you know what is? Having hockey sticks for legs.
Taking accountability for the way men behave.
Don't like that one. The same as the
Just for context, right? This woman made a video saying the pick better men arguments that men love to tell women is nothing but an excuse to justify why men are horrible and it's women's fault that they're horrible, which we all are very familiar with. This guy stitches the video and tries all these drinks, and the gotcha moment, I can't believe it, all of these are the same. Why am I always drinking the same drink? And the comment section of this video, you got her, bro. Women are never ready for the facts. They're never ready. I bet you she's got nothing to say to this. You guys are so stupid. I see your stupid experiment and I'll raise you a scenario. Let's say every single one of those drinks is soda, specifically some sort of Coke product. Let's say the first one's Coke, the next one's Diet Coke, the next one's Shasta Cola, the next one's Pepsi, the next one's Diet Pep. Every single one of those drinks looks exactly the same, but you don't know which one you hate till you try it. That's exactly what happens with terrible men. Unfortunately for us, as small as your acorn brains are, a lot of you have mastered the art of lying. So you pretend to be somebody else, women give you a chance, and then you're horrible. Then women are like, that's I'm out of here. And men are like, that's your fault. That's your fault. That's your fault for choosing a bad girl. When she literally had no idea that you were a Shasta Cola. Men are so This is literally why women say all men. Because all of you are guilty until proven otherwise. You're not horrible? Prove it. Otherwise, shut up. And last, I love how you filmed this stupid experiment from a grain of rice. Sick Android phone, brother. You also look like an adult magician. That tells me all I need to know about your love life. Bye!
This is exactly what guys don't want.
You know what? I just want to make a quick comment. I posted a video where I was talking about my own icks in my show, and I deleted it because I was so tired of seeing people be like, that's just so mean. You're just like making fun of men for just enjoying themselves. What the f you call shit like this? This is literally all men do. Women can't exist in this world without being made fun of or attacked for literally everything. And this is a perfect example. This is the shit that men would describe as an ick for them. Mine was a very specific person. I was talking about a very specific dude dancing at a concert, and I said it cringed me the fuck out. Men are like, women who wear makeup are disgusting. They literally disgust me. Natural beauties only. And somehow I'm meaner. This So garbage. You know what's so wild? Do you know how long it probably took her to do that? Hours. We're looking at hours, mama, of her filming that entire process. You think she's doing all of that for a bitch who works at Sonic? No. Y'all think way too highly of yourselves, bro. You have no real concept of what goes into makeup like that. It takes so much time, effort, and money. The fact that you think that they do it for men like you, jail. Not only that, but I bet you if she didn't film herself like doing that whole process, if she didn't include the footage of her doing the whole thing and drawing the shapes and everything, and she just showed up like on a date with you in your wildest dreams, but let's just say that she did, and she showed up finished product, you would have no idea that she had that much makeup on her face. You can't tell the difference. These kinds of men give themselves way too much credit, bitch. You ask a bitch like this, what's your idea of natural makeup then, or just a natural girl? And they'll show you a picture of Kylie Jenner at the beach. Someone who lives in a beach. Someone who opens her eyes and her face is a beach. Y'all are such dingbats. It makes my skin itch. Also, why are you wearing all the beanies? You're wearing 2 million beanies. Take them all off and show me that hairline. Nice video though, dog. So awesome. Natural beauties only. You know, I'm gonna have to disrespectfully disagree with you, my friend. I'm living proof that that's not true. These are the same kinds of dudes who I told y'all already spend weeks, months cooking up a fat, ugly bitch. Like, they'll see a video of me and they're like, you know what? What's gonna offend this? What am I gonna say that's gonna pop the fuck up? Fat, ugly. But you know what? It's not 100% your fault. Because in order to be funny, you have to be smart. And dudes like this, bottom of the totem pole. You know what I mean? Humor requires wit. Something y'all are severely lacking in. And the other category you're lacking in, hair. These kids look like the worst kinds of kids, don't they? Like the dudes who come to the movies and don't watch the movie. They just destroy everything, throw popcorn, get kicked out. Like those kids that hang outside of GameStop, you know what I mean? The ones that stick their fingers up each other's butts and call it humor. These are also the same kinds of dudes who say, I'm not funny. You wanna check tape? Based off stats alone, one of us is funny. And before dudes are like, that's because you have a bunch of single following you. Out of 6 million people, huh? You think 6 million people could be wrong? Whatever helps you sleep at night. And I'll have a couple edits for your video, brother. Instead of it saying the ability to make a joke, it should say not being able to take a joke. That would be much more accurate. I can't even keep count of how many dudes have deleted their videos and or accounts or both after being stitched by me. An unfunny woman. And I just want to reference this video I posted a 1.5 years ago. And that was when I could keep track, because my kill count's a lot higher now. Hey, good luck though, brother. Good luck making those jokes. Also, 60 likes. Men are so funny.
Women are not built to handle masculine problems. Being vulnerable with a woman is some of the worst advice that modern day women give.
First things first. Who's tired of hearing me talk about this dude? Raise your hand, be honest. It's okay. It's okay. I have literally fried this balding into next year multiple times. That's not a secret. In fact, they did a whole episode about me because they hate me. I call that a dub though, to be real with you, but that's besides the point. This advice is stupid. If you watch the whole clip, the women are like, that's not true. And he goes, you're wrong. Just men telling women how they feel. He even gives an example like, women have come on my show and said this countless times. Referencing your own show is a really bad source to cite. You mean the women you hire to come on your show, and he says, they've literally said, I watched my boyfriend cry and I saw him differently. Where's the rest of the context to that? Was he crying because he cheated on you? And then you confronted the and he sat there blubbering? Yeah, he can eat I guarantee you it wasn't an open conversation about feelings. It was him being a terrible person, getting held accountable, and then crying like a that's what it was. Anyways, all of that aside, disclosing your feelings with an intimate partner doesn't make you a bitch. You know what does though? Sitting the way you're sitting in this clip. This dude's really talking about being like high value man, and he's literally sitting like this. I just feel like as a high value man who gets a lot of I would know. I feel like I would know and you wouldn't because you're a stupid woman. So like, I feel like I would know. So there you go. That's all. Oh, embarrassing. Sit normal. Sit like a normal human, please. You dead look like an alien that just learned how to sit. Like you're trying to blend in with humans. Also, you're built like this guy. Get on that unicycle and get back to the circus, bald. Bye.
I guess you ain't a bad bitch.
Let's cue the
Clearly you felt called out. Obviously this applies to you, fatty. That's why you're so upset.
wrong. Men are always gonna make those jokes to me anytime I call out any dude. But let me tell you something. Those jokes only apply if I really wanted Linguini from Ratatouille to be attracted to me. And disrespectfully, I'd rather gouge out both my eyes with my acrylics. Not only that, but this dude's making a very apparent fat joke, and he's built like the world's worst middle schooler. You look like you use the term sheesh a lot, huh? White boat shoes? Please. Nah. Do you work at Jersey Mike's? You look like you would. Hey, but you tried though. Bye. Hey! I just want to talk to y'all about something really quickly that makes me laugh, and then we're gonna move on. I've been getting lots of stitches lately of men. The men. Love it. And what they're doing in their video is purposely talking shit on me and then ending it with something like, why don't you make a video about me then? Why don't you stitch this, you fat? Which, first of all, if that's not a transparent clout chase, I don't know what the f is. Second of all, when I stitch your video, there's this common misconception that you go viral, and you're wrong. I do. I go viral. And then your content takes a shit because of the ratio. And last, blaming TikTok or the algorithm for why your content doesn't do well but mine does. Have you ever considered the fact that maybe you're just not funny? Think about it for a second, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't all got it. But you know what? Good luck.
We're just doing an interview. We're just interviewing girls that don't have relationships with their father.
Ooh, hey, good one.
Yeah?
Y'all, this video, what in the did you accomplish with this, bro? This is like truly so unintentionally humiliating for you. That girl dead was like, good one, and left, and you're like, the silence, it's so loud. What the the fact that y'all didn't crop that video, you didn't clip it just a little bit, you're just standing there like goodbye. These are the same dudes who tell me I'm not funny. They're like, that bitch not funny, and they do this in public for free, para gratis. Goodbye, dog. Also, I physically cannot handle this screenshot. The fit, the stance. Nice socks, buddy. Those look so cool. 5'3" max, huh? The way you're standing, dog, that screams unathletic, and I will entertain no other question. Can you imagine being disrespectful to women and you built like this? Whew, could never be me. And I saw the rest of your content too. It's garbage, bro. You're the worst. Like this video, for example. It made me cry laughing, bro. The way you walk, dog, come on, bro. How are you gonna talk shit to women and walk like this? Did you feel that painful, awkward silence? That's how your videos make everybody else feel. Unwell, unsettled. I say this with all the disrespect in the world, bro. Your content, it sucks. Bye.
I need a taste of your darling.
First off, I want to say this. I'm not upset with the original poster of this video. I think they follow me. I think they were just reporting the news. But I will say this. The comment section of that video is gross. That dog. Let me tell you something. I sat in hair and makeup for 2.5 hours to look like that. That's a wig on my head. I swear to God. I'll put this on my in life. I've never used Facetune literally ever. To be quite honest with you, I don't know how to. That's a ton of makeup. Like, you guys are like, you know what I'm saying? I think there's a couple filters on it from Visco, but like I said, my makeup artist took those pictures of me and sent them to me, and then I posted them. That's a fact. I just find it so odd that like people want to discredit me all the time. I love her so much, but like that's literally edited. Word, you think so? Okay, here's a video. I don't know, is that enough receipts for you haters? I'm just confused. Do you think I look like that when I'm sitting on my toilet with no makeup on? You think I'm gonna look like... Y'all see me be so normal looking on here, and then you see pictures of me being the baddest alive, and everyone's like, this must be edited. This is clearly edited. This is clear. Dog, just appreciate me being hot. I look so good in those pictures, and you can literally eat my bro. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's alright to admit that I'm just clearly that girl. And I'll tell you this, if I ever do get work done to my face, if I ever do edit my pictures, I will be so obscenely obvious to all of you. I'm all about transparency, if you couldn't tell by my account. But I am curious, is this energy held too for all the white girlies? For all the men? Or is it just for me? A me on TikTok. I appreciate the original poster. Thanks, buddy, for your video. You want to hear something funny? If you zoom in on the second picture in that tweet, you can see a booger in my nose. If I was gonna edit my picture, don't you think I would have caught that? The go off girly. And to the men too, the ones who hate me especially, it kills them to admit that I'm hot.
I was born in it. I bet you there ain't a dirty dish in that house.
Do you guys get it? Do you get the joke? Domestic violence. See, he's hitting her because women better wash dish. Dude, this is the you find funny? Word? For real? That's not funny. You know what's funny? Your head is shaped like Abe Lincoln's hat. That long as what the f. Also, people make fun of my teeth because they're crooked on the bottom, and I could drive a truck through your front too. A Ford truck. Built Ford tough, brother. But most of all, what's truly funny... Oh, wrong picture. You look like this evil kid from Dumbo. Big ass ears and all. Your video sucks. Bye. Hey. So I want to talk about not only this comment, but tons of other comments that I saw in this same vein, right? All of which said this. I'll reenact it for you now. You look so different. You look so different. And by that I mean fat. You look like a big fat fatty. You look like a big fatty. Hey, in case you didn't notice, you look like a fatty. Do you want to guess who was writing that primarily? A bunch of dudes thought it would be so incredibly new and nuanced and so, for lack of a better word, hilarious to write how I look so fat in this clip where I'm talking to Spencer about how I'm not nice. And first I want to say this. Let me tell you something. A fat joke? Now those are good. Those are so good. But really, I want to talk about the true joke of it all. First of all, calling me fat isn't one, new, or two, hurtful. That doesn't hurt my feelings. You know why? Because fat is not an insult. It's a very neutral term. Your head's just filled with acorns, so you think that women are vapid and hold all their worth and value in what they look like, and therefore fat is the meanest thing you could ever say to them, when it's not. The meanest thing I could ever say to you is that you being 5'4" and gonna bald at 22 is most likely gonna lead to you working at the Edwards Cinema for the rest of your life and probably dying alone. See, now that's mean. But all of that's neither here nor there, babe. Because the only reason that you feel so comfortable commenting on a woman's appearance is because you haven't been laid in God knows how long. And you know what? I can't relate to that sentiment, but I can tell you what, I love that for you. And the most hilarious part of it all is that these comments are coming on a video where I'm on my own show, babe. My own show. I'm sitting on my own show with a cast, a crew, everything, lighting, staging, an entire set dedicated to me and me alone. I'm sitting on that sound stage and I'm laughing at you, and I'm getting paid to do it. And you come on here and think calling me fat is gonna do something to me? Now that's a funny joke. And since we're here and we're talking about my show, let's get into it, babes. My show has been doing so well on YouTube that I'm not even halfway through my season. And guess what? Do you want to hear something awesome for me, but super not for you? They signed me to a second season already. And you know what that means? That's a whole lot more of bad angles just for you. And I saw you were following me too, but don't worry, because I blocked you, you hating ass.
Bro, I hate these girls that say, oh, I don't give head. Oh, you think that's a choice?
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough, Your Honor. I've seen quite enough. Listen, buddy, I saw your video. I got tagged in it a bunch of times. And I also saw my friend Barrett Powell's video about you and your responses. And here's the thing about Barrett. He's so amazing and wonderful and such a great creator. And he leads with education first. I don't. That's not how it works in my town. The fact that in your follow-ups to Barrett, you're saying he didn't give the full joke, so people don't really understand. I spared everyone the actual torture of having to watch your whole video, but I'll give you a summary because this joke was a turducken of terrible. It had ableism, pedophilia, and essay all in one. What about that is funny? Quickly! See, the issue lies in when men like this think anything they say is funny, when really, you're just a piece of shit. And I saw you in your comment section talking about what I look like. Word? Are you sure? You look like musically if it were a person, and that is not a compliment. Genuinely the most irritating and worst kid at a trampoline park. You look like the kid who tries out for the football team every year and they just keep on for morale but never plays. And your eyebrows look like you're deep in your Anastasia Dip Brown era and they look like She got the best of us, I'll tell you that. But really, the biggest joke of all is you saying, did you guys really think that I did that to a girl? That I really did that and I held it up? I just thought about, did you really think that? No, I can confidently tell you nobody thought that. No one has ever in a million years thought that you were intimate with a woman, period. That's the funny joke. Hey man, but you know what? Eat.
Like, that makes me a creep. At what point then are men supposed to approach women? If y'all walking around half naked for yourselves and don't want us to look at y'all or approach y'all, then why y'all posting?
I see videos like this a lot. Believe it or not, there are many men of all ages on this app who just can't seem to wrap their little brains around the concept that women dress for themselves and not you. These kinds of men hate hearing that they're not the center of the universe to every woman on the planet ever. They simply cannot handle it. They can't. They refuse. But I will say this. The men who say this cannot tell the difference between looking and staring. Those are two very different things. Tell me if you can spot the difference between these two looks. And here's the second one. Can you tell the difference? You guys don't listen to anybody, but most especially women. They don't want you to stare, especially like that. I can confidently tell you many women don't want to ever be approached in public, and you have no one to blame but yourselves. Women are trying not to be murdered all the time in public alone. And you're like, God, how come I can't approach this? I really want to her and I can't approach her? I can't? It's so unfair. How come? Bro, shut the up. If you want to look at someone and be like, oh my God, like that person's so hot. I really appreciate what they look like. I would like to get to know them better. You can very much so approach in a way that doesn't make you a f***ing weirdo. If you have to ask, how come everyone thinks I'm a creep when I approach them? Maybe reevaluate what you look like in public, buddy. If you're getting that feedback, I'm gonna go ahead and say you're a mouth breather and that weirds people out. Approaching people in public doesn't make you a creep. Being a creep makes you a creep. First off, I want to say this. Good one, brother. I can't quite explain it, but you look like a toothbrush, which is ironic considering you look like you haven't brushed in God knows how long. So I don't think you're the person to seek counsel from when it comes to attractiveness. You feel me? But that's besides the point, because I'm going to use this video to spearhead a more nuanced conversation. What did we see here? Someone who doesn't know me, just doesn't like me, is probably a bigot, making a about what I look like, attacking me personally. And what did I do? Did I get on here and sob? So mean. That's so mean to me. Or did I drag Oral-B right back? That's called matching energy, babe. Something that a lot of the bros are having a discourse about. Whether or not I'm just a bully. Bully! She's such a bully! And the fact that that conversation is almost always being held by a bigot. Irony, babes. Again. It's always the same. She just body shaming and turned to body shaming. But see, if you saw that video that I showed of that making fun of what I look like, in response to me dragging a bigot to hell, you would be like, that's what you get. That's called matching energies. That's what you get. So you are cool with body shaming and making fun of look. Just not when it comes from me to a bigot. Got it. That's the that I just makes me laugh really hard, to be honest. Let me give you another think piece, you feel me? What if I called my jokes dark humor? Would you be cool with it then? Because a lot of you like to hide behind that And every time I see a fucking terrible video being so bigoted towards a marginalized group, all the comments are always something like this. These are all jokes. It's a joke? It's a joke. Y'all are soft. Why is everyone so soft these days? That's the I'll be saying, and you're not even a part of that marginalized group. And when you're not a member of an actual oppressed group, you don't get to decide if that is offensive or not. That's not up to you. So the problem doesn't lie in making jokes about what people look like, because you are really cool with doing that. The problem lies when it's me making it about you, because y'all are so used to punching down. You're incapable of being funny without being racist, misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic, fatphobic, you name it. Now you have someone like me who's constantly punching up and your brains are short-circuiting. It's not the jokes that you have a problem with, it's that I'm better at making them. So if you want to make jokes at the expense of marginalized groups, then I'll tell you this, may the meanest win. Bye!
Men get praised for sleeping with a lot of women, but women get for being a slut.
Yeah. Do you think about it?
First off, I'm gonna say this. I know this video's gone now, and I know you made a follow-up. I also watched that, unfortunately for me. And I also saw that one of my male mutuals stitched you, and in your follow-up, you were very respectful to him. Let's see if you keep that same energy. This video was 20 years too long. And it was a whole lot of words for I have no game and I get 0. I also saw too that you said you're engaged, you have a fiance. Does she go to another school? If that's true, if that's girl, run. How are you gonna get on here and humiliate your girl like that? Dog, come on. But I digress. According to your dissertation, if women have a lot of bodies, they're sluts. And if men have a lot of bodies, they're not. The reason for this is that it's a lot harder to sleep with someone than it is to allow someone to sleep with you, correct? See how easy it was to regurgitate that misogynistic. But at the very end of your monologue, you know, 7 years ago, you say that if any woman were to text any man, even if she's the biggest, fattest, ugliest in the world, they would come over immediately. Doesn't that make y'all easy? You know what that sounds like to me? A slut. Y'all are ran through if that's the case. Women make it so hard. They make it so hard for us to They make it hard for you. It's not hard for a lot of dudes, but it's hard for you. And every other dude in that comment section. If it feels like an uphill battle to get women to even converse with you, let alone go home with you, maybe it's because you're the worst. That's the thing about videos like this. Men will jump through the biggest hoop. They will Cirque du Soleil to justify why they're starved. Anything to not look in the mirror and be like, maybe I suck at. Your inability to get is not women's fault. Also, you look like a middle school teacher and like you drive a Scion. And to that I say, no wonder you made a video like this. I'm sending peace and love though, not to you, but to your girl. If she's real, sending you all the good vibes, babe. But this dude can choke.
Let's go to another world with DirecTV, where I have pink hair, where I perform on a stage like a true superstar, where I never get embarrassed filming content in public, where I am so incredibly talented at all things sports that I win prizes. Incredible. Where I can listen to music and show off my dance moves. Check the receipts. Where I'm friends with Earl Sweatshirt. This DirecTV world is the only one I want to be in, TBH.
Your 6 foot.
Fat. Good one. Can't come over here. Hey, if you're fat, good luck getting in this house. That's how you'll down. There's a couple main points I'm gonna hit about this video. The first one being this person blocked me. I can't find this anymore, but guess what? I saved that video before you out, didn't I? That's one. Two, there is quite literally nothing original about this. This joke has been used many times on this app. I'll give you a couple examples. This one's from literally a couple hours ago.
6 foot.
This one's from 6 months ago.
Decided to get some new decorations for our apartment, so we got a scale.
Further proof that y'all ain't funny. or original. Y'all just recycle the same shit over and over again. And it's always fat. Every time. The thing about her video is that it's called fact check. It's a joke, but you know, men can't take a joke. Fact checking dudes on Tinder implies that you lied about your height. Who the f***'s checking weight on Tinder? If you are, that's why you're single. That's why you're on Tinder, you f***. But I digress, because the worst part of this video, fat phobia, bigotry aside, the worst part of this video, bro, them dogs, Put them dogs away. Oh my god, you filmed this fucking thing, couldn't throw some socks on, buddy? Look at those toes! Bro, do us all a favor. Never show your feet in public again. Like, bro, couldn't hit him with some lotion, a petty nothing? Oh my god. Putting your own carpet munchers on the internet and they look like this? That's the real joke. Now that's funny. Good thing you blocked me, bro. Cause if the dogs look like that, I can't imagine what the mug looks like. Oh man. Hey, do y'all want to hear something funny? Anytime I post any video and I get hate comments, if the comments are not outright bigoted, they're always extremely condescending. Because those kinds of men try to talk circles around me because they think I'm a idiot, and they think the more words they shove into a compound sentence, the smarter they're gonna sound and therefore prove me wrong. But this is truly a fruitless endeavor on your part, because no matter how many thesauruses you use, I am always gonna tell you to suck a big fat I am going to bend over and tell you to eat my actual before I ever sit and have an intellectual conversation with a bigot, especially if you're 5'6". Nope. Your perception of my intelligence is 1, racist, and 2, rich, considering you barely passed high school. Nice try, though.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
Song choice?
Yes.
So good, brother. So good. I'm gonna have to disagree with you though, my friend. Cause what's my excuse then? In fact, I found a way to make men like yourself hate me on this app. And it still works. So that shoots your theory right in the face. That's besides the point. Anytime dudes say like this, stinks of hater. Considering you're near retirement age, I don't think being a TikTok star's in the cards for you, Ben. That ship has sailed. You know, a ship like the Mayflower, the one your parents came over on. Bro, get that will and trust in place. Focus on that. You also look like you buy BB guns at Walmart a lot, and you frequent the Golden Corral. You got bigger issues. Bye. Hey. Do y'all want to hear something that's making me a little bit confused, babe? You know? Recently, I've been getting tagged a lot in videos by the brothers, my brethren, my bros, my biggest fans. And they always are tagging me in these videos, which are like compilations of women making the same joke. And the jokes are things that these kinds of men hate. For example, jokes about cheating on them, jokes about wanting men with money, you know, all the things they hate most in the world. And when they tag me, they always say something like this. Where the f are you at now, you clown? And first I want to say this. I thought y'all were fans of jokes like that, no? Interesting. All of a sudden, you're not really a big fan of a joke like that? Why is that? Quickly. Oh, so you like making them, you just don't like taking them. Got it. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and mosey down my page and see if you can find some jokes like that. That y'all made at the expense of women. That's 1. 2, that's not bigotry or misogyny. That's just a joke. Can you spot the difference, love? These men can't handle this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You cannot be sexist towards the superior sex in a patriarchal society. Women cannot oppress men because men hold the position of power. Hence the reason why unlearning patriarchal values and misogyny is important for us all to move forward. Last, I'm gonna say this. This just further proves my point that you don't actually give a about the issues men suffer at the hands of patriarchy. Because if you did, you would be trying to do something about it. You would be checking your fellow bros, not coming and knocking on my door. But you won't do that because you don't actually care. You just want to be able to openly broadcast how much you hate women without being checked. Not on my watch. So either do something about it the right way or shut the up and take these jokes. Bye. Hey, your girl's been a little MIA lately because unlike some of these men, I'm booked and busy. You know what I mean? Some of these dudes on here talking about me is the only form of joy that they find in this life. Oof, you know? But that's besides the point, right? I just want to give a blanket PSA to all of these people. If you're gonna make videos talking shit on me, and you're gonna go about being racist and fatphobic and, you know, all those other terrible things, do what you gotta do, babe. You know what I mean? But the minute you start cosplaying whether or not you would ever date me, stop. Immediately. I'm gonna need you to grab a hold of that thought train, rip it out of your cerebral, root and stem, throw it in the nearest garbage can. In fact, go ahead and climb inside that hoe. Nothing is ever more offensive to me than when men want to cosplay if they were gonna date me. Come on. With the intensity of 1,000 burning suns, I would tie myself to the train tracks of your nearest Amtrak train. I would dive headfirst into an active volcano. I would pluck out both my eyeballs with my literal acrylics before I even let you breathe next to me, let alone entertain dating me. The flex is not what you think it is. The feeling's mutual, okay? This whole ideology that, like, I would never date this disgusting. Congratulations, you just won obvious bingo, you dimwit. Same. So. I wouldn't even be your lab partner. I'm being for real. Men talk all the shit in the world about me, and then they randomly throw in these, like, well, like, if I was gonna date her, which I never would, but if I was, you got a crush on me or what? Even if you don't, and you just hate me that much, bringing up sexual attraction makes no sense. You're showing your own cards. People say the most racist, vile about me all the time. Nothing offends me more than pretending that you would ever have the chance to date me. Spread the word, take it back to the misogynistic hive. And while you're on your way back there, make sure you let all of them little know. If you hate me now, you're really not gonna like the rest of this year. Prepare, get ready, doomsday style, you feel me? Cause I got a busy year.
Chase a chick, never chase a chick, no bitch, mask on.